At Paws Chicago.
We've got some litters. We've got some singles. There's just a great mix of animals that came.
Celine Milcarrick heads the no-kill shelter.
We are pulling animals that were in shelters already before those floods.
She says it opens up space for displaced pets that may have gone missing. Their job now?
They will be microchipped. They'll be spayed and neutered. They'll be as vaccinated as they should be. All of that will be ready.
Ready for adoption in the next few weeks. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel right now is down 201 points to 44,282. We've got a disabled vehicle, 141 going south at 6440. That's got the right lane closed. Also a stalled vehicle, 55 south at Imperial, Maine. That's on the right shoulder. Road work, it's moving. 6440 going west at Boone's Crossing. That's got the right lane closed there.
Unsettled, changeable skies going through our Friday afternoon. There's still a chance of a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. 85 for the high. The front continues to kind of wave around, but it's starting to wash out. Tonight, lots of clouds, couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, 75. Saturday, it comes back. Building heat and humidity, partly sunny skies, nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm. 92 for the high on Saturday. That actually will sound pretty good as we go forward here. Saturday night, partly cloudy, warm and humid, only 77. Sunday and Monday, partly sunny, hot and humid. Again, each afternoon could bring a spot storm. 95 Sunday and Monday, near 100 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's a cloudy sky across the region. 84 in St. Peters, 83 in Florissant, 83 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Oh, welcome to Friday on DGS here on KMOX. Smashing some pumpkins today, huh, Rach?
Oh, yeah.
I like it. That's a good call.
Thanks.
A little flashback to the 90s.
Were you here the day that Billy Corgan came in?
No.
That was a fun day.
Super jealous because I understand that he is a really nice man.
He was very nice.
And I believe he's a pretty big baseball fan, if I remember correctly.
I think he's a Cubs fan.
Yes, he is, sadly.
But, I mean,
I won't hold that against him.
But that makes him, like, super familiar with the Cardinals.
Yeah,
and he, like, respects what we do here at KMOX and super into wrestling. That was why he was in studio. He was talking about, like, this wrestling organization he works with. So he was super, super nice.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about, like, his interactions with I know a lot of people, especially Chicago people. I have a lot of friends up there that have run into him, have done various radio things with him, and they all said the same thing. So he's good. And I missed it. Although I think it was before my time on the show.
Yeah, Trish was definitely on the show. I just didn't know if you were, like, hanging out that day.
Yeah. It was like July of 2021, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I wish. That would have been cool. I was probably at the ballpark. That would be my guess. You know, you're in July 2021. I was still doing the Matt Pauley job. And, yeah, it was a good time. It's a good time. As you guys can tell, Dave's out today. We got you covered for the next few hours. All the normal stuff on a Friday. Dave Murray's going to join us, give us the weather for the weekend. We'll talk some food with George Mahey, Alvin Reed, Bernie Miklasz. I might even tap Matt Pauley on the shoulder for a few minutes. We'll see. I don't know how big. He's been out for a while. He may be jammed up today. When you've been out for like 4 days and you're getting ready for a pregame like he is because the Cardinals are in Arizona tonight, you can be a little jammed up getting things ready. So if he's busy, then we'll leave him alone. But if he's not, then maybe we'll do a little teaser in advance of the Redbird Rush Hour, which all three of us, Matt and Bernie and I, will be doing coming up tonight at 5 o'clock as well, kind of leading into the second half. So a lot of stuff going on. You guys feel free to jump in and join anything you'd like to. I mean, the stream is running. You can throw in your 2 cents on anything we're doing. In fact, right out of the gate, I got a couple of things I want to throw on. One in particular I want to throw at you guys because I need a ruling on something. And if you're with us on the stream, feel free to throw in your ruling there as well. I need a ruling on my shirt.
Okay.
Because I got a weird look today. And, I mean, if you guys are watching on the stream, you can see it's a Punisher shirt. And I think you guys understand that the Punisher logo has been a bit co-opted in recent years. by people of a certain worldview. And I got a look today from somebody that I would guess, guys, is right around your guys' age, Rach and Andrew. I put him right there, a guy in his early 30s. And I don't know why. It was just like, it wasn't aggressive. It wasn't over the top, but there was a look.
Well, you're aware of the connotations to the Punisher skull.
I am, yes. But this is kind of why I need a ruling, because I'm not about all that. I just liked the show when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the movies that I saw. There are a couple of movies. They weren't great, but I enjoyed them. And, this shirt right now, the shirt I'm wearing is probably older than the co-opting of the logo. So I've owned this shirt since before that was the thing. And I want a ruling on you guys. Should I even think about it? Am I sending a message to people that I don't want to send to people?
I would say probably, yeah. I mean, there are certain things you just, in my opinion, like if I were clothes shopping for cool Punisher skull shirts, I would, you got to accept there are some things you just can't really do. Right. I mean, or just don't care.
See, I don't care,
because that's what you're good at. That's your strong suit, is not caring.
I don't care about what anybody judges me. I don't worry about it, because I know that if they're judging on my shirt, they obviously have no idea. But there are a lot of comic book fans out there that have all kinds of different things. Should we have to stop? For a long time, the West Coast gangs co-opted the Raiders logos and colors and everything else. Should people have stopped wearing Raiders stuff because gang members were kind of co-opting the imagery as their thing? Because that's what I'm thinking. Because I obviously don't really, I'm not that guy, right? I'm not the guy that that is in the group of people that co-opted the shirt. I'm not sending that message. And but I also don't want to put in a position where other people are like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. An example of this would be a couple years ago, the white supremacists. I don't know if they have like an overarching group or something that's like they speak for all of them or whatever, but a group of them came out and they were like, just so you know, New Balance sneakers are the official sneakers of white supremacists.
I forgot about
Did not know that.
And everybody was basically like, no, they're not. We're going to keep wearing our New Balance.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't
that's
let
kind
it
of my
happen.
attitude. My attitude is like, look, I have a shirt. It predates your stupid co-opting of the logo. And why should I have to throw the shirt in the trash or only wear it in the house because a bunch of dudes just decided that it meant something else? Just like we talk about all the time, the younger generation doesn't like the thumbs up emoji, and they're telling us, "Oh, that's rude." No, it's not. It's just a thing. I don't know. Because I never thought about it before today. Well, actually, I thought about it a couple months ago because I was up visiting family, and one of the younger members of the family, my nephew, he was like, "Oh, nice Punisher shirt," teasing me because he knows I'm not about all that, and I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He just stopped talking. like probably don't wear that. And I'm like, I don't want to have to take something and just toss it out because other people have decided it means something else.
Totally get that, but you do have to take into consideration, have the Punisher people wrestled the logo back in the same way the New Balance people did?
No, not really. Not that I've seen.
So then you got to kind of make some concessions at that point. It's very similar to the OK sign. The OK sign just means okay,
right.
But then a couple years ago it was like
depending
it
on
actually,
the context, right?
They're like it's actually a white power thing. So it's like, all right, I don't want anyone mixing me up for that, so I will not be doing that in photos for any reason now. It doesn't matter what's in my heart when I'm doing the OK gesture. Like I just don't want that smoke. So I think it's up to you if you want to if you want to say to people like, but not in the way you're thinking, like as you walk past them in the QT.
Right, exactly.
Here's what I think you should do.
I got to walk by people and be like, this isn't what you think.
I think you should consider what the Punisher would do.
Well, you just go shoot everybody.
I think you should kill the bad people that are wearing the Punisher shirts while wearing a good Punisher shirt.
Now, in fairness, the Punisher only went after the people that did damage to him and were committing crimes later on when he was not just avenging his own tragic loss, but the losses of others.
Yes, and that is what you should do because they're wearing the shirt you like. Put them in the dirt.
because when it comes to I don't care if people oh, look at that, his funny dumb socks are showing and under his. I don't care. You can if I look stupid to you, I don't really care. At the same time, I can see how this particular shirt could make someone that I might run into. Like I'm wearing this shirt at work, for example. I'm at work. Is somebody around the hallway going to go,
Well, it's like Dave and his Triumph shirts that somebody thought they were Trump shirts because they just saw the TR and the font is a little Trumpy.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about what anybody thinks of me in terms of fashion or what it looks like, because it used to be like when I bought this shirt, I don't know, the shirt's probably 8-9 years old. When I bought the shirt, I would get looks of, whenever you're wearing like a grown man wearing a comic book shirt or something like it, you kind of get the legs, okay, you're a child. I'm okay with that look. I'm fine with that. If you judge me as a child, I'm fine with that because I am. I know what I am. But I am definitely not the people that have co-opted the Punisher logo.
I just Googled the Punisher just to kind of see what's going on. John Bernthal, the actor who plays the Punisher in the Disney Plus series, was just seen on the set yesterday in New York City. Filming has kicked off for the new season.
I know, and it's a decent show.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not. That's not why I bought the shirt. It wasn't for the show. It's just I liked the character. I've seen the movies. It's an interesting. I think a lot of people like the kind of revenge heroes. Batman's got a little of that, right? The revenge hero thing. But Batman's not shooting people like Punisher is, but you get the idea. But yeah, the meaning of it, though, and the way people look at it is different. And before today, I'd never noticed a stranger, like a person I don't know, give me the side eye. But I definitely got a side eye today.
So Jason on the stream is saying he doesn't know what we're talking about in regards to the shirt, which I don't think we have necessarily explained it this segment.
Yeah, I mean, for those that aren't really aware of what it's become, it's basically become a political statement, right? I mean, would you guys look at it? I don't know that it's been co-opted by a particular organization, but it's become a political statement that is, I don't know. I mean, I don't make political statements. I don't wear anything that goes that direction because I don't really fit into any particular group of people. So I don't really ascribe to any group's symbolism or philosophy or anything along those lines. It's not I want to be clear. It's not automatically a terrible meaning, right? You'll drive around, you'll see people that'll have it on their car or on their truck or whatever. It doesn't mean that that's a bad person. That's not the point. It just means that, somebody that's going to look at that is going to potentially receive a vision of you that you may or may not intend, depending on what you're doing and where you're wearing it.
But it's like people have co-opted it as like a vigilante thing. Like, I don't care about due process. I'm going to execute justice the way I see fit, which is like kind of a lot of big talk.
Right. And again, it's more symbolic than action based.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a call to action, at least not in my understanding. Maybe some people see it that way, but it's more of just a statement. It's a political statement. Is what it is. I don't like how certain things are being handled. This is my view of it. And again, I don't really have a strong feeling about it one way or the other, except that, I got to look, and I've not gotten that before, and I don't really care that much about one look, but it made me think about it. Like, all right, so is that something I should consider? Should I consider that? Should I consider? It's not a thing as much anymore, but, when the Raiders logo and colors were co-opted by gangs, should I have been like, don't want to align with that. Don't want to be seen in those logos. But Raiders fans still did, right? That didn't mean that they necessarily were following that same line of thing. It's kind of the closest comp that I could come up with. But it was so long ago, like that was more of a 90s thing. So it was a long time ago. You guys probably don't even remember it.
I don't remember.
You guys are looking at me like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Well, it was for a long time. And I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe this becomes an indoor shirt, but probably not yet. Probably not yet. I need a few more side eyes before I go that serious.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Couldn't be simpler. If you or someone in your circle of friends, your crew, needs new flooring, we have everything that everyone else does, except maybe a couple of places like in Clayton and Ladue that are going to have super, super, super crazy expensive stuff. Now, if you want to go there and shop and take a picture of the SKU and bring it in, we can get that stuff in a couple of weeks and save you a lot of money. But you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Lumber Liquidators or any of those competitions, they're going to have Mohawk, Shaw, Coronet. So do we. Same guy drops it off. We pay the same price. They mark it up. We mark it up. We just mark it up less, and we're a little smaller. So it's not like walking across Six Flags trying to find, Berber carpeting or something. When you need it installed, we're going to do it. We're going to do a great job. It just really is that simple. 3 locations, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. For over 30 years, St. Louis families have trusted Suntrup Ford Westport and Suntrup Ford Kirkwood as a proud, family-owned and operated dealership. We offer more than just great deals. We offer peace of mind. At Suntrup Ford, you'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from, unmatched customer service, and our exclusive lifetime powertrain protection program. Visit in store or online at suntrupford.com. Save more at Suntrup Ford. Visit suntrupford.com.
KMOX is everywhere. 1120 AM. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. And now at 104.1 FM.
All right, it's Friday on DGS. Dave is taking the day. Got some stuff to sort out on the legal side. Nothing. He's not in trouble. Just want to be clear. Just estate stuff. And he's taking care of some business. He'll be back on Monday. The rest of the crew here as usual. And obviously we'll have our regular Friday guests. Bernie Miklasz will join us coming up at 2:30. We'll have Alvin Reed around 3 o'clock. George Mahey at 4. We'll be kicking lots of different things around as we go through the day today. I got a question for you, Andrew. I saw this on the rundown earlier today, and I don't want to say surprised, but I mean a little, maybe shocked is more the right answer, that you're actually looking forward to the new Naked Gun.
Looks great.
I think it looks funny too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Looks supremely good. And more importantly than the fact that it looks great and looks very, very, very funny, is that we have completely lost something in the movie world in the past, decade and a half. And that is that we have lost, ever since you could argue maybe the Judd Apatow movies of the mid 2000s, we've lost the studio comedy movie. We just don't have comedies released in theaters anymore with studio projects behind them or anything like that. We don't really have that anymore. We haven't had that for a while, and I would love to see that come back.
I'm excited because I like the director a lot. His name is Akiva Schaffer. Have you heard of the Lonely Island Wheels?
No.
Okay. Okay. Like I'm on a boat from SNL. Have you heard that song?
Andy Samberg's,
Andy
music
Samberg,
stuff
Your
from
Musical,
SNL.
Akiva Schaffer. He directed a movie called Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping, which is probably like the best comedy in the last 10 years, in my opinion.
Perhaps the greatest comedy ever made, in fact.
Oh my God.
Is Popstar Never Stop Never
It's a
Stop.
funny. You would like it, Wheels.
Yeah.
You should check it out. I think it's on like Amazon streaming free right now if you have Prime.
It's around.
It's on one of the streaming services. But that's why I'm excited for the Naked Gun. I could see like the trepidation as far as like it's a new cast. Reboots usually suck, but I think there's a chance that this will be good.
Did you guys do you guys have any attachment to the original?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the original. I found it very funny.
Because that's my problem with this is like I'm with you, Andrew, on the whole idea that like more fun comedies. Although even the ones you mentioned, the Apatow ones, those were irritating because they're funny for 45 minutes and then all of a sudden it's a serious movie, and I don't like that. I want to laugh, I want to have fun, I want to enjoy the movie, but I don't want to be like, oh, now they're breaking up. Like, who cares? That's not what I signed up for. I signed up to laugh. I didn't sign up for that other stuff. But you're right. We have kind of. Why do you guys think why do you think it's gone that way? Do you think it's simply because, like, look, if you look at the best comedies that you can think of, they're all pretty offensive when you look at things through today's lens. Do you think it's because a lot of people don't share the same sense of humor that they just like, we don't even want to bother taking the chance?
No, I just think they don't make a lot of money.
But they used to. Superbad made a lot of money. But if you made Superbad now, people would be pissed.
I think there's also like
true.
a way to scratch the comedy itch a little easier these days because so many people make funny content
Well,
online.
no, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I laugh my ass off every day on TikTok.
So because like in 2005 or what have you, you would watch the late night shows, you would watch SNL.
Yeah.
And then there'd be a new Will Ferrell movie. It's super exciting. But now it's like I follow all these creators online who are cranking out content all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just less of an appetite for like a big
Yeah,
comedy
I
movie.
think that is probably closer to it than the. I don't think anybody would be mad if you made Superbad today. I don't think anyone's mad that Superbad exists. Period.
I don't know if you've seen some of the Gen Z reviews movies. They get pretty offended fast. And again, that's the problem, though, is it used to be that the younger crowd was what drove a lot of movies, especially comedies, right? Like the what do you call it? American Pie movies, as an example. That was largely a younger crowd that drove the success of that early on. And this is not criticism in any way, but I think we're getting around to that same idea that just the way what people find funny is more specific now. Not necessarily judgy, but more specific, because you can find what you find to be funny on TikTok, on YouTube, and obviously you have the more traditional comedies too. Maybe that just splits up the audience too much.
Maybe, and maybe back in the day, we kind of allowed others to dictate what was funny a little bit more, like, because there were so many fewer options. It was just like, yeah, those are the funny people. So we kind of laugh along with whatever they do. Maybe younger people today just feel like, I have options and this is just not really my thing. Like, I don't, again, like to use Will Ferrell as an example. He just did something with Jimmy Fallon, this like jean shorts video. Have you seen this? Andrew?
I saw, I did not watch it, but I saw.
I feel the same way. I saw it. I didn't want to watch it because it just didn't look funny.
No.
Like I really have a lot of love for Will Ferrell and the stuff he made, 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if his career were to launch today that it would be nearly as successful though. Just because there are more options. And it's not like, that's the funny guy. That's the funniest guy. It's like, there's a lot of those now.
It's also hard to stay funny for a long time.
That is true.
I mean, like most comics have a shelf life, and it's not because, well, I don't know, maybe it's kind of like, Dave and I have talked about this before. It's a little bit like music, right? Like the bands are the best in their first handful of years, maybe their first decade. And I think comedy ends up being kind of the same way.
Yeah.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
When we started Neovitin back in 2009, we wanted to create a multivitamin that we would take ourselves. That's why we use quality ingredients in our Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin. With over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our physician-formulated proprietary blend, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin a try for yourself. Find it at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
It's time for Dave Murray's weather forecast, brought to you by Terrace Senior Living of Eureka.
85 should do it for the high today, but the skies are a little unsettled, so still a chance of a couple of showers, couple of thunder showers. Tonight, clouds dominate, a couple of showers and thunder showers, 75. Saturday, here it comes. Partly sunny skies, building heat and humidity, maybe a spot afternoon storm, 92. 77 Saturday night, but quiet. Sunday and Monday, partly sunny, hot and humid, spot thunderstorm each afternoon, 95 Sunday, and again on Monday, near 100 for the high. Tuesday, Wednesday, and let's toss in Thursday and Friday. Next week, a summer beast for St. Louis. Maybe the hottest week of the summer. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Check out the Terrace in Eureka for affordable senior living with 24-hour nursing supervision, delicious meals, medication management, and activities. The Terrace is affordable and will work with your Medicaid plan. Go to rspseniorliving.com and look for the Terrace Private Assisted Living.
Soccer fans, St. Louis City SC hosts English Premier League giants, the Aston Villa Football Club. Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30 p.m. at Energizer Park. Reserve your seat for this historic match now at stlcitysc.com/tickets. St. Louis City versus Aston Villa, presented by Purina.
Hi, St. Louis. This is EJ Turner, one of the 6 certified arborists with Timberline Professional Tree Care. Spring and summer in the St. Louis area can mean severe weather and storm cleanup for homeowners. Fallen branches or entire trees are not only unsightly, but they can be extremely dangerous. Each year, hundreds, if not thousands of homeowners are injured or even killed while trying to trim, remove, or clean up trees that have fallen. These injuries are often the result of falls from ladders or roofs, cuts from the chainsaws, or the tree itself striking the homeowner. We've all seen the YouTube videos. Don't let yourself or loved one become the next victim. At Timberline, we all have the knowledge and equipment to safely and efficiently remove that tree or tree branch from your home, structure, or yard. Go ahead and save our 24-hour number to your phone. It's 636-479-7475. Again, 636-479-7475, or visit our website at stltreecare.com.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's Friday on DGS. Dave out today. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stolz, Kevin Wheeler with you here. We'll take you all the way till, well, the other two here. You guys will be here till 5. I'll be here till 6. Then Matt Pauley will step in from 5 to 6, and the two of us will do the Redbird Rush Hour. And then Matt's got you for a little sports open line before pregame tonight. The Cardinals are out in Arizona to kick off the second half of the season, and first pitch there is 8:40 tonight. So pregame will be 7:45.
You super excited, Wheels?
I hate All-Star Week so much.
Yeah, you've been complaining all week.
I hate it so much because you just, I don't, I get into the All-Star stuff just a little bit. I don't like the Future Stars game is probably the thing I watch the most of because it's just interesting to see all these talented young players that are going to be in the major leagues at some point. Home Run Derby is kind of casual in the background, like while I'm doing other things. Kind of the same with the All-Star game. Although this year I didn't watch the All-Star game at all. I was too tired from 8 hours on the road, and I just wanted to play video games and not pay attention to anything. But these 2 days, though, the 2 days after the All-Star game, it's the worst. There is nothing happening.
Tell me more about the Future Stars game. Are these like high schoolers that play?
No,
college?
it's all the minor league players.
Okay, that makes more sense.
All of the team's top young minor league players get sent there. Not all of them, but like enough to fill out 2 rosters.
Okay.
One for the American League and one for the National League. And for example, the Cardinals' best guy, J.J. Weatherholt, was there. Started the game, batted leadoff, had a good day, hit a couple of balls really hard. Like, it's just kind of seeing all, and they're all different ages, which makes it fun because some are 19 and some are 23, but they're all kind of like the most talented guys that aren't hurt. The hurt guys don't get there. Yeah. And I enjoy that just because it's kind of fun because you don't see them as much. You can watch a lot of games. They carry minor league games on MLB.tv and you can watch those, but it's kind of hard to do that and watch every Cardinals game all the time and then watch all of the other major league games that I like to watch. So very simple. Keep it easy. But thank God we're back to normal tonight. And then can have a normal weekend watching ball all day long, basically for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Because I'm a nerd and that's what I do. Let's do I almost said Rachel's Edge. Razor's Edge. First of all, we need to call you Razor more.
I know, that just kind of fell by the wayside.
Yeah, Razor Zimmerman is the author of Razor's Edge.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right, there's a couple things we can talk about here. Let's start with a couple of online debates that are raging.
Ooh. I like debates.
A woman, there's been some women who've been posting, and we're going to talk about their posts. The first one is a lady who posted and said she has never, ever used a washcloth in the shower. She's never seen a need for it. She gets perfectly clean without the washcloth. Mm-hmm. She posts that. The comments go absolutely insane with people saying there's no way you can be as clean without the washcloth. So I guess my question for you guys is, are washcloths a part of your cleaning routine? Either way, how do you perceive other people who don't use them? I'll go first. I use washcloths a lot, like especially to wash my face because there's like the exfoliation factor that helps.
Yeah,
there.
I worry about that too.
But like, I don't judge other people who don't use the washcloth because I don't think the cloth itself is getting you any cleaner, if that makes any sense.
I do not use a washcloth.
You just use soap.
I think I did when I was a kid. When I was like younger, I did.
Mm-hmm.
But that has gone by the wayside, and I just use soap. I mean, that's what's getting you clean. The cloth is not what's getting you clean. It's the soap that you put on the cloth. If the cloth was getting you clean, then you wouldn't have to take a shower. You could just rub a towel all over yourself and be fine.
Well, it helps to have that with soap and water. I'm not. I use a washcloth when I'm excessively dirty.
Okay.
But mostly it's like, for example, it's to get sunscreen off because I use a buttload of sunscreen when I'm out. So like typically just soap and using my hands on like my legs because I used a lot of sunscreen from the knee down because I just, again, in general, I use it on my face, on my elbow down, and then the knees down because I've always got, shorts and T-shirts and stuff. I can't get the sunscreen to come off without the washcloth. It still feels sticky and stuff when you're on there. So I'll use it for that, but only in those kinds of scenarios. Typical, normal, day-to-day shower, no washcloth necessary.
Well, Andrew's comment about just rubbing a towel all over yourself reminded me of something I wanted to talk about earlier in the week, but then you guys know how it is. Dave has the sheet. He kind of picks the topics he's interested in. He kept passing over this, so eventually I was like, I'm going to give up, but I'll bring it up now. There was another woman who posted about the fact that she's in a family. Her mom doesn't believe in everyone using their own towel.
Oh.
Because she thinks it's wasteful and it creates too much laundry and you're basically like using up too much energy and water by putting all those things in the washing machine. So she wants the whole family to use the same towel throughout the week. Okay, thank you. I've had the same thought. That just doesn't seem sanitary.
It's not. It's really bad. Don't make your kids use the same towel that their mom and dad use. It's
yucky.
It's bad. It's bad for a number of different reasons. It's just, I don't have to get into it. Just don't do it.
Yeah, you're not saving enough energy to do that. Secondly, how's the towel ever dry?
That's a good question.
Like just forgetting.
There's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, like forgetting the whether or not there's like. I'm trying not to be weird here, but like when you're drying off, like my chest hair comes off on the towel. Like that's weird. Like not
for someone else to
not
contend
for me.
with.
You shake it out, but I'm sure there's still
shedding?
a couple on there. Yeah, I do. I definitely shed.
When I'm stressed, I shed too much.
No, it's not stress. It's just I don't know. When I sweat, I shed too much. But like, there's partly that. But then there's just the practicality. How is that towel ever dry enough to dry somebody off?
Yeah, and it's just gross.
It's like never, unless you're only what does one person get a shower a day?
Kids, we need you to reuse the bath water. It's just bad for the environment otherwise.
All right, so, but on that same topic, though, it's super crazy that you went the way you did, Rach, because I saw this in the last commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
I had not seen this tweet before. I saw it in the last commercial break. So FanDuel put out a tweet that said, be honest, over or under 3.5 showers a week. And the replies are all over the place. Like there are some people. Well, the first one said nobody needs more than 3 showers a week, and then another one said 3.5 is a really high bar. The line should be 1.5.
What?
And then others were like, "Can I do the alternate line of over 7.5?" Like there's that's ridiculous. Nobody needs that many. And then the replies are on the other side, like, "Wait a minute, that's insane. How are you not showering at least 7 times a week?"
Yeah, I definitely shower at least 7 times a week. A lot of that has to do with playing tennis outside and being extremely sweaty and needing a shower.
Yes.
I understand if you're not getting that sweaty, maybe you skip a day. I'm not going to judge too hard on that. But if you're going like 3 to 4 days without bathing yourself, just do it for the other people in your life. Like, even if you don't feel gross and like it needs to happen, like anyone is going to start to stink after that point. Plus your face is going to be all oily. That's another thing is like, I wash my face more than I shower. Like first thing I do when I get home from work is I wash my face. I wash all the makeup off and do my skincare. I just can't imagine like having my face be oily for days at a time and doing nothing about it. That's
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. Again, depending on circumstance, I don't think there's anything wrong if somebody's not going to take a shower on a day. If it, again, normal,
you're just sitting around
middle
at home
of the
all
winter
day.
and you're not exercising or whatever. I mean, you're not going to stink. Not because every person's different, right? Some people just naturally smell better, less or more, and that's fine. When everybody knows their own
their stink meter,
their own patterns, their own meter.
Everyone knows if they stank or not.
It's just hilarious how the responses are just so polar opposite. Like there's one that, are you blanking serious? You people don't shower every day? And then there's another one that's like, maybe twice a week, depending on. And I think, first of all, I have a method. Like sometimes my average is probably 8 to 9 a week, but some days it'll be 2 or 3, and some days I might be like, I don't need one today.
Right.
Like it's never exactly the same. Although on a work day I always shower. Like, but I don't know. Do you guys have do you take different showers?
Yes, I don't always wash my hair. If I've worked out, I wash my hair. Didn't work out this morning, so didn't wash my hair.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's a quicker shower.
Yeah.
It's all that.
I've got 3 different kinds of showers. I've got the one where I just spent 7-8 hours out in 97 degrees coaching, and I'm probably going to be in that shower for a good 25-30 minutes because it takes me that long to stop sweating under the cold water.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just going to be standing there, you got to get washed, and then I'm going to sit there for a while. Then there's the normal one, which I would consider the normal one, where you just do the normal wash. You're not, and then I got the quick one, where you're in, you're out, 5 minutes, no more than that.
When you were out, Wheels, Michael Kelly joined the show.
Oh, he's on the psycho side of this.
He takes it a little far. He said I believe he said he takes a shower at night and then again in the morning.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
At least twice. I think the way he described it before was like 3 times a day is pretty normal, and that you never use the same towel twice.
Okay. I mean,
like 3 towels for 3 showers. I know.
That's a lot of towels.
I know.
This mom would go nuts with the
then
amount
again,
of energy
if you're only
used.
using one of them, each one of them once a day, you could probably use all 3 of them. I don't know if it's like one use only and then wash, or just one per shower. I don't know. I don't remember what that is. But I mean, I don't know. I think we overdo it a little bit on that too. I think I definitely use the towel for at least a week, probably more than that. Because I don't know the last time I've actually remembered to put it in the laundry. Usually Susan just rolls around and grabs towels and throws them all in together. So sometimes it may happen and I don't even know that it happened. But like, again, I've said that my stance on towels is pretty clear. you're the cleanest you will ever be when you dry off. You're literally coming out of cleaning yourself. Your towel's clean because you were clean when you dried off.
Wheels is going Joe Biden mode on the towels. Let me be clear.
Let me be clear.
Slamming his fist.
Well, no, but see, I would have stopped and stuttered a few times if it was.
Aww,
I would have not
Joe
been able to
Biden.
say it that clearly.
Okay, one more topic for Razor's Edge, and then we'll take a break. Here's another lady that posted. This is a woman who has won many awards for her famous homemade chili, which I don't know about you guys. I know I'm weird about food. Chili is one of those things where, like, I kind of need to know the source of the chili before I can enjoy the chili. Yeah, because there's just so many ways a chili can go. It can be thick. We've all had an overly watery
spicy,
chili.
Can be,
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people just don't make it right. So it's like, I like my mom's chili. I'm fine with a good, like, canned chili. But if we were to have a chili cook-off or something here at work, I might sit it out. Because I'm just not guaranteed.
Oh, no.
I just don't know if I'm going to like any of it, and I would rather just skip it. But she's gone viral after revealing her secret ingredient for her chili, and that is a square of dark chocolate that she mixes in at the very end.
I have heard that people do that. And another thing I've heard people do in that is cinnamon in their chili. I've not done either one of those. I love chili and I love making it. And if I see chili anywhere, I will eat it. I feel like the process of making chili just kills anything bad that would be in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah. But like, I don't know about now. There can be flavors I don't like. If somebody makes the chili and it's super spicy, I'm out. I don't want to do that. But I don't do that with any food. So if you guys can do this, right? You can sometimes tell that something's hot just by smelling it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
If I smell the heat, I might take a spoonful and just give it a taste test. And if it's spicy hot, then I'm out. But it's only because I don't like burning my mouth.
How do you feel about like the Wendy's chili?
See, that's the kind of chili that's got to be on something.
Okay, you're not just going to order a cup of it.
Because some chili is just a sauce. It's like that's the consistency. If that's on a hot dog or on nachos or whatever, totally fine. But I'm not going to eat spoonfuls of it. I wouldn't eat spoonfuls of ketchup. I'm not eating a spoonful of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that by donating your gently used items to Goodwill, you're not only giving those items a new life, but you're helping people right here in your community enrich their lives with meaningful work? Your donations support Goodwill's mission of helping people with barriers to employment to be able to get rewarding jobs which provide not only a paycheck, but a very important sense of purpose. Your donations really do change lives. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Cardinals fans, join the conversation at Busch Stadium with some of your favorite former Cardinals. With the Cardinals Conversations presented by Edward Jones, you'll hear from former Cardinals such as Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Ray Langford, David Eckstein, or David Freese. Each conversation hosted by Cardinals announcers Chip Carey or Brad Thompson. Your experience also will include a ticket to the game, a pre-signed photo, and the opportunity to take your photo with the featured player. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/conversations.
Experience the magic of the Fabulous Foxes 2025-2026 Broadway season, which includes the return of St. Louis favorite, The Phantom of the Opera, and the spellbinding spectacular Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And right now, KMOX has your chance to win a pair of season tickets for the 2025-2026 season. Prize package includes a pair of tickets for all 8 shows in the subscription package. Register now online at KMOX.com/contests for your chance to win.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
At California Psychics, we know that sometimes you can wake up thinking,
I don't know if I'm in the right career. Or the right relationship.
But whatever your life dilemma, at California Psychics, we'll give you the guidance you need to feel certain about your life choices. And because we only connect you with the very best, we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
All right, back in on DGS here on a Friday. Dave out today. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin hanging out with you. And we got Bernie Miklasz coming up at 2:30. Alvin Reed's going to join us at 3. George Mahey at 4. And we'll just keep bopping around. We got all kind. Dave Murray's going to do his normal spot today. We'll tell you what the weekend looks like. Man, it's going to get hot, isn't it? Not just this weekend, but like next week. I think it's supposed to be like
it's going to be horrible.
Yeah, like ridiculous. But we'll let the professional tell us at 3:30. I don't want to, Andrew. Don't tell him I mentioned that I saw that on an app.
He don't know.
I don't want him to yell at me.
He don't know.
What he doesn't know isn't going to hurt him, Andrew. As long as we don't tell him.
What if he's listening right now? What if he listens to the whole show?
Well, then he knows.
It'd be very sweet.
Sometimes he will reference things that
yeah,
happened earlier, and I'm like, how did you know?
He definitely listens to what comes right before.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that goes, but if he's listening now, sorry, Dave, but I use the app. Because unless you'd like me to text you when I want to know.
I think what needs
I
to
could
happen.
do that. Wouldn't that be great? Just like, I want to know what the weather's going to be like. I'm going to text Dave Murray.
I think Dave Murray should launch his own weather app.
Oh.
That is such a good idea.
Yeah. Let's get that working. Should we bring that up to him today?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see that. We'll make the pitch.
Be like, Dave, why haven't you done this yet?
Dave, I had a great idea earlier. That's what I'll say. I'll say, Dave, I had a great idea. That was all my idea.
That'd be great. All right. I have a minor, it's a relatively minor beef with the St. Louis City Streets Department.
Uh-oh.
And it's minor, but I think it's real. You guys tell me if I'm overdoing this. So on my way to work, I come down Tucker from 70 most days. Not every day, but most days. And then when I'm coming down Tucker, it's a series of traffic lights that are never synced up. And you're like, so sometimes I will take a turn right on Wash Ave before I get to Olive because there's like 3 or 4 lights right there. And they can be all timed weird. So sometimes it's a little faster if I turn right onto Wash Ave and then a quick left on 13th Street, which is right where Rosalita's is when we walk down there, right? And then you can drive past the library and the church, and there's a hotel there. Like there's a little road there, and it's just stop signs, no stoplights. So it's pretty consistently the same. I turn left down 13th Street today only to see that it's roadblocked. Like they have put up a little barrier, so I can't get down there. It is basically it's a dead end at about 1 block. So there's nowhere to turn around because there's cars parked. I have to back out into traffic onto Wash Ave. There's no sign there saying road closed. Can we put up a sign, please? Because you know how people drive in downtown St. Louis. People drive like ass in downtown St. Louis. The last thing anyone needs to be doing is backing out of a road closure and getting smoked by someone who's going 60 down Wash Ave because people do stupid stuff like that. Ooh, I almost swore.
I agree with you, but I do think you're asking for too much.
I mean, it's too much to have a sign at the corner saying road closed.
I
know they have them because I've seen them close roads before. When you close a road, put up a sign that says road closed.
I mean, you would think that would be the move, but it's just not. It's just not.
I mean, that feels like it's so obvious and easy. Like, I feel that's why I wanted to bring it up. Am I missing something? Is that a more complex process than I think? To just set a big orange sign on the corner that says road closed, no through traffic or whatever?
Well, you wonder if the street department was even the people who put
Maybe they weren't.
I mean, it could have been like a business or something.
If somebody else did that, now it was a movable barrier. It looked like it was one of those plastic lined ones, but obviously heavy. And I didn't see what it said on the barrier. But that can't be okay to block a street without the city knowing it.
Oh yeah.
And if the city knows it, then there should be a sign that says road closed. Because I mean, as soon as I went down that street, I'm like, I can't go anywhere. I've got 3 cars parked on each side of the road, which, by the way, they're all parked illegally every day. There's no parking on that spot, but they're literally lined there every day on 13th Street in case the parking people want to go over there and make money every day. But it put me in a situation where I'm like, and I'm one person. I guarantee you there are more people that use that than just me.
Mm-hmm.
It created a situation that could cause an accident for no reason. But if there's a sign that says, hey, this road's closed, I wouldn't have turned there. And I wouldn't have been in a situation where I have to back out onto Washington Avenue where I don't know if some nerd, some psycho is going to be just blowing down the street. Because that's what people do. That's how, if you've not driven downtown, everybody that drives downtown knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm asking for too much, aren't I?
Maybe.
Well, I think you're not asking for too much, but just like based on what we know we can't ask for, yes, you are asking for. Like you get what I'm saying?
Damn it. Yeah.
Your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Hi, I'm Gloria Liu, broker owner at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And for over 20 years, I've been getting my home sellers the most money for their home and selling faster than the average agent. So when you're ready to sell your home or have questions, call me.
And I'm Debbie Monterey. For years, I've been telling you about Gloria Liu and why you should call her. Gloria has solutions and programs for every seller because she understands that every situation is different. Call Gloria and get your free instant home valuation, choose from multiple cash offers, or sell with certainty this summer because Gloria will guarantee upfront and in writing to sell your home at 100% of market value, or she will pay the difference. Hey, the St. Louis market is shifting. Now is a great time to call and get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
So Dave and I are always telling you about our friends at Lombardo Homes. They have many different communities here in the St. Louis area, but did you know that Lombardo Homes can also build on your land or property? Their Build on Your Lot program is called Anywhere Lombardo, and they have the tools and expertise to evaluate your property, recommend you with different floor plans and options, provide pricing, and ultimately build the home that best fits your needs on time and on budget. Building on your lot can be overwhelming. Most people really don't know what's going on. They've never done it before. And of course, every municipality is going to have different requirements for you. So it's easy to get mixed up. It's also easy for budgets to spiral out of control because you're going to have unanticipated expenses. Lombardo takes the guesswork out of building on your lot. They have done this so many times. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to stay on track. And this is what they're going to do for you. They're going to make the process easy. So look into it at their website, lombardohomes.com. Lombardo has become synonymous with quality, luxury, and customization in home building. So keep them in mind when you're building on your lot. That's lombardohomes.com.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. so you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
The Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, how an innovative immunotherapy is showing promise against aggressive T-cell cancers. Joining us is Dr. John DiPersio.
Until very recently, until this paper and a few other groups in the world have sort of developed approaches for T-cell malignancies, there was no hope for patients who relapsed. There were no effective therapies. This is a way of treating these patients that would normally have no other recourse.
For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
An important message from S&L Coins. S&L Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to S&L at 544-3600. S&L Coins, 544-3600. Or visit S&L Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call S&L, 544-3600.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky, 84 degrees downtown at the Arch. At least 3 people killed after an explosion at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department training facility this morning. Right now, the Los Angeles County Sheriff is giving a live update.
But we just simply don't have that information at this time.
We'll continue to monitor that, but for now, authorities are investigating the explosion as possibly triggered by material recovered yesterday, which exploded this morning. KNX Los Angeles' Steve Gregory.
It's not clear how many people were even in the area at the time of the explosion. It was my understanding it was not necessarily a training exercise, but it seemed as though they were just simply moving the ordnance when the explosion happened, completely unexpected.
St. Louis Public Schools set to begin sign an agreement with the teachers union regarding how to move forward without severely damaged schools.
Many St. Louis public schools suffered significant damage in May's tornado. American Federation of Teachers Local 420 spokesperson Byron Clemens says the district's plan for temporary co-locations this year is the best path forward for their teachers and the students.
St. Louis has some territorial issues particularly with high schools and middle school. And I think we fixed all of that to the best of our ability.
The agreement merges 6 elementary schools into 3 and 9 high school, middle school, and alternative schools into 4. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association highlights that patients are on the fence about doctors using artificial intelligence. Here's CBS's Michael George.
Many people are wary about their doctors using AI. A study published in JAMA showed patients ads for doctors, including some ads that mention the doctors use AI. Patients saw the doctors who use AI as less competent, less trustworthy, and less empathetic. The study says doctors need to communicate with patients about how and why they use AI.
Some of the Savannah Bananas players and coaches spent the morning at the Ronald McDonald House here with some of the kids living there. Michael Hall with Cardinals Care says it was important to the team.
Well, you know, from the beginning when we were in conversations with Savannah Bananas to come to the ballpark, one of the things that they made very clear is that they wanted to do something in the community. And they looked to Cardinals Care to help sort of guide them and help support them in doing that.
Associated Press media writer David Bowder reports on CBS's surprising decision to cancel The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
The news came as a surprise to a lot of people because in the late night ratings, Stephen Colbert is number 1. CBS says that the reasons for this are economic and not because of the content of the show. Even though Stephen Colbert has been a very frequent and loud critic of President Trump, and 3 days before this announcement went out publicly and criticized CBS's parent company, Paramount's deal with President Trump to settle a lawsuit. It is true that the late night genre has been declining, has much less revenue than it had 10 years ago, because a lot of viewers are going to streaming services or going online to get some of their late night jokes. But this was a bombshell.
The Dow from Stifel's down 198 points to 44,285. We've got a stalled vehicle 55 south at Imperial, Maine in the right shoulder. Some debris on 270 going south at Highway 40. That's got the right lane closed there.
85 should do it for the high today, but the skies are a little unsettled, so still a chance of a couple of showers, couple of thunder showers. Tonight, clouds dominate, a couple of showers and thunder showers, 75. Saturday, here it comes. Partly sunny skies, building heat and humidity, maybe a spot afternoon storm, 92. 77 Saturday night, but quiet. Sunday and Monday, partly sunny, hot and humid. Spot thunderstorm each afternoon, 95 Sunday, and again on Monday, near 100 for the high. Tuesday, Wednesday, and let's toss in Thursday and Friday. Next week, a summer beast for St. Louis. Maybe the hottest week of the summer. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
But for the moment, we've got clouds and 85 in St. Peters, 84 in Florissant, 84 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, DGS on a Friday. Dave's out today. Rachel, Kevin, and Andrew hanging out with you until 5 o'clock, and then I'll be joined by Matt Pauley. Matt and I have got you covered from 5 until 6 with the Redbird Rush Hour, and then, of course, Matt will have Sports Open Line leading up to Cardinals baseball. And keep in mind, they're in Arizona tonight, so it's an 8:40 start time, 7:45 for the pregame with Matt. So you'll have almost a full Sports Open Line leading into the pregame show tonight. Cardinals and the Diamondbacks 3-game series in Arizona. We'll talk more about that with Bernie Miklasz coming up at 2:30, and Bernie will be with Matt and I for the Redbird Rush Hour. So we're busy on the baseball side as we go through the day today. We'll also have Alvin Reed and George Mahey joining us a little bit later on. Dave Murray will give us the weather at 3:30 as usual. All right, so this is time to Stairway for me? Stairway to me?
Mm-hmm. Stairway
to Kevin. I had a story that I saw that is really, really interesting to me, and some of it's a little bit sad in a way, but to me there's a lot to unpack in this. And then I participated in the activity just now during the top of the hour break. And if you're on the stream, if the picture that is coming up is I'll try to show you the picture that I used for this, because what I saw was a story from Rolling Stone that there are people who deal with like body image issues. You know, some of it is serious, like body dysmorphia. Some of it's a little less serious than that. But they are using AI to rate their looks.
Uh-oh.
And they are not happy with the responses that they're getting, which I find to be really interesting. Right? Like if you know that you have body image issues, would you ask ChatGPT or some other AI to evaluate you? Or maybe is that part of having it and I don't understand that?
I think it's part of having it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a hope that things are either going to turn out differently than, maybe you're expecting, or it's like a self-harm, like, yeah, and this is proof that I'm not attractive. I could see why people are doing it. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a healthy thing, but I mean, I see this all the time on different subreddits. People will be like, roast me, rate me.
Right.
I see it on TikTok. How old do I look? Women will post a video and be like, dude, I know you guys are going to kill me, but how old do I look? And everybody is so much meaner than they need to be.
Yes.
I don't know why people put themselves in
mean.
this position, but there's clearly a driver for a lot of these people to either get their feelings hurt or they're hoping for a different outcome. I'm not sure.
I'm fascinated by this because number one, as we've talked about, these quote unquote AI, they're not really AI.
No,
they're not. I mean, they're amazing tools. They can do a lot of cool things. I did this test on ChatGPT during the break. This is what I was testing. I put in a picture of myself from I think it was October, but it was a costume trivia party. I think I told you guys that, right? I was dressing up as the Tom Cruise character Steve in The Outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the jean vest and all that kind of stuff. As soon as I put the picture in, ChatGPT said, looks like that person's recreating Tom Cruise's character, Steve Randall from The Outsiders. I'm like, dang,
That's kind of creepy.
that's really good. So I was like blown away by that. But then I said, can you rate the attractiveness of the person in that photo? And the response was, I can't do that. I can't rate the attractiveness of real people in photos. Everyone has unique qualities and beauty is highly subjective and personal, which is an interesting answer.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if they're different AIs that people are using, although one of these cited a Chat GPT answer. And the Chat GPT answer that was cited here, maybe this is, I'm not using the paid version, so maybe the paid version gives you more or can do what the free version can't. But the person posted a picture of themselves, and the response from Chat GPT was super mean. It was like, this looks like a person who's given up on themselves.
Yikes.
It's like, is ChatGPT now like the mean internet jerk? Or like, is that the direction this is going? But I found it interesting because it wouldn't do it. And I didn't prompt it further. I didn't say, well, can you try? I didn't do anything like that. But it did follow up. It said, that said, the person in the photo has a confident presence, especially with the tough guy denim vest and serious expression. So like it will give you a little bit, but it didn't get like straight to the point, like, you're fat and stupid, which it seems to be doing to a lot of the people that are posting to the subreddit, because there is a subreddit about this. It was I think it came up from a body dysmorphia subreddit. So again, if you're participating in that, you know that you are dealing with that, and yet you're asking AI anyway.
Yeah.
And is AI and I don't know, I wanted to branch this out more than this topic into the broader one. Are we just starting to become too dependent on this? Because we talk about college students are using it and they rely on it. High school students are starting to rely on it more. People, when they want to know the answer to something, they pull up, they'll look at the Google AI that gives you an answer, and that's wrong. Like, I don't know what percentage of the time, but like, so using this as an example, over the weekend, my wife wanted to know if there was a book that was in this genre of something that she was reading. Is there another book like this that I would like? It was about a topic. I forget what the subject was. And it said, yes, here's the book and here's the author. Neither the author nor the book exist.
Mhm.
It just made it up. And are we relying on something that's unreliable and we're already into it because it's so easy?
Well, we're definitely doing that. We definitely already have put way too much trust into AI. People just think like, oh, it's an authority on a topic. It's not. In many, many cases, it's just wrong, like the example you just used. But I think the real problem, more than us putting too much trust in this technology, it still has to do with the technology. I just think our culture is so addicted to instant gratification that, let's say, like, I'm someone who's definitely been very insecure about the way that I look before. If I were to just, instead of sitting with that emotion and working through it, I could just go, oh, I'll just have an authority tell me what's really happening. I can just run to ChatGPT, or I can just run to Reddit and get either positive or negative affirmations of what's going on. I think that's the bigger problem, is we are just so uncomfortable with dealing with things ourselves or sitting in an unpleasant emotion that we crave external validation, and it's never been easier to get that external validation. Even if you're seeking negative external validation, like people do hurt themselves. There are things like people have a drive to do that. There are things where it's like, oh, it's better off if I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know, it's just, I don't know if I can back up, but I do think it's just more of a self-control issue. And that needs to be addressed more than the technology itself, if that makes sense. Like, I think it comes more from within. I think it takes a level of self-reflection that a lot of people just aren't doing. Like, it's not crossing their mind that, like, maybe this isn't the smartest or healthiest way to handle this. Just because it's available, they just assume that it's good and right and fine, when no, it could actually be something that's really bad for you.
Do you guys think, Andrew, do you think that this is a matter of this is super easy. Like it's super like AI is so easy to do. You just open up your phone, pull up the app, and you can use it. Or is this an avoidance of actually asking human beings these questions?
Both.
You think both?
Yeah.
Because I find that to be an interesting part too. Like, why wouldn't you just ask somebody you know? Or are you just afraid they're going to sugarcoat and be nice because they know you and they like you? So you don't feel like you're going to get the honest answer.
You also don't want to, I mean, maybe you don't want to be a person who asks that all the time, right? You want to be the person that's constantly going to your friends like, am I ugly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you want to, you're like, okay, eventually they might start to get bothered by that and get tired of doing that and go, stop asking me that.
It just feels like the whole mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Like, except in that case, you're going to get the positive answer because the mirror's bound to you, right? Like, I'm really this may just be Wheeler. You're 53. You didn't grow up with this tool, so you're not going to see it the same way that someone who's younger. But you guys are quite a bit younger, and you got. I mean, do you rely on AI as much as you hear these stories?
No.
So it's probably people even younger than you guys. Then it's probably people in their 20s.
Maybe. Soul brings up a good point on the stream. I think one thing we should remember is that whatever information we get from AI should only be used as a starting point. Don't take it as it is, especially at the current level of maturity.
Yeah.
But I think since it's available, people just look at it and go like, oh, it's the solution. Like, oh, it's for sale, so that means it's good, right? Like, it's kind of like you go to the grocery store and you see something that's labeled organic. It's like, well, it's good for me. I don't know. Sometimes they just slap that label on things. It doesn't actually mean that it's good for you. It's the same thing with AI. It's interesting that you brought up the Snow White thing, the mirror, mirror thing, because Snow White was never my favorite as a kid. But, you know, they just released the one with Rachel Ziegler. So it was on the Wikipedia for the actual fairy tale, not for the movie, just to kind of like refresh myself with the actual story.
Right.
The whole mirror mirror thing, like the witch is so clearly the person in the wrong there. Because at first I was like, well, maybe it's the mirror that's evil. And it's like, no, the mirror's just kind of telling the truth. It's the witch's or the queen, whatever she is. Yeah. It's her problem for continuously going and needing that validation so badly and prioritizing that so much. And that's another problem here is like the fact that these people are turning to AI for this validation, positive or negative, is kind of an indication that they're putting too much value on looks. Like, looks are important. The way you portray yourself is important to first impressions and stuff, but it's not the most important thing. But we just live in this time where your looks can get you so far that I think people have tied up their value in their looks to a very, very unhealthy point. And that's something that should be addressed too.
Andrew, somebody named Mitch is really concerned about you.
Yeah, you gotta relax, champ. I'm doing just fine.
I look up and there's 4 messages, and I don't know why this distracted me from the conversation, but it did. But Mitch posted on Facebook, Andrew, why aren't you talking? And then followed up with, you need to talk more, brother. And then somebody else later.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy. I know, because it's MH89 and it's Mitch H on the Facebook. The other one's on YouTube. Said, Andrew, why don't you talk more? I'd love to hear you talk. You're the funny one.
I mean, Andrew, I appreciate the concern,
Andrew,
but
why aren't you talking more, buddy?
Yeah, no kidding.
It's very nice, Mitch.
Yeah, it's nice
Thank
of you.
Mitch.
And Andrew is very funny.
I am. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I've been rambling about really magic mirrors.
I gotta give my pals room to talk.
Yeah. I think
I also didn't have anything interesting to say about that. And I thought, and these two were doing a really good job.
What is going on now? Andrew Andrews is saying, "Who's Andrew? What's happening?" Shout out to. Just to get back on topic for a second here, shout out to West. He says he's 45, uses AI all the time just to learn new subjects, use it as a tutor.
Yeah.
That's the way to use it.
It's a good starting point, as you put it, Rach.
I think the mistake people make is like, somehow these AI companies have convinced some people in the population that it's like AI is the truth and AI is going to save us all.
Well, Grok is clearly our savior.
Right. And it's like, no, it's still flawed. Like, you wouldn't put this much trust into a human. All AI is it's just a gathering of human knowledge.
I mean,
it's not drawing from something that we don't already know.
It's a hyper-powered search engine at the moment. Down the road, maybe it's more, but right now it's just a glorified search engine and probably a little bit better. Like I mentioned, like it recognized the stupid photo of me looking like Steve Randall in The Outsiders, which is what I was dressed up as. And when I put in a photo from when I was in high school, I showed you guys. I don't think I talked about it on the air, but I found a picture of my brother and I from high school in Toronto, like out front of like the city hall, like downtown Toronto. We went a little trip there with my uncle. And I took the picture of us, and it was a funny picture. We looked like high school dorks, and I looked irritated to be in a photo. I just uploaded it. Before I asked it anything, it simply said, oh, look at that. That's in downtown Toronto, right in front of and I didn't even know that's where the picture was taken. And then it knew that right away. Like, it's advanced and it's smart. It's better than just a plain old Google search in that kind of way. But as I pointed out, a lot of these AIs just get things wrong or make things up. And that's why you can't rely on it, even though it is a useful tool. But to me, it's just a little bit more like Google at this point. It's a search engine, and it's a starting point. Because even if you search something on Google, you'll get, I don't know what, let's say you get 10,000 returns. They're not all valid. They're not all legit. Some of them are BS. Some of them are real. And being able to tell the difference is important. And right now with AI, we got to be very careful.
Shout out to Mitch, kind of explaining the comments a little bit. And hello, Adriana. Hi, sweetheart. Hope you're having a good day.
Hey, Adriana.
Wheels, you want to end this segment by giving away some Creed tickets?
Oh, you can do that.
I'm happy to. We are giving away right now. We're actually going to do this a couple times during the show, so keep listening if you miss your chance now. We're giving away 2 tickets to see Creed at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena in Ridgedale, Missouri. This is happening on August 2nd of this year. Let's give them to caller number 5 right now, 436-7900. Caller number 5 gets a pair of tickets to see Creed at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena, 436-7900.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, we fight for you, making sure big insurance doesn't throw you a curveball. With over $25 billion recovered, We're the home run hitters you need.
This is way out there and gone.
Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
On the next Business of Family Business, we'll meet Walter Knoll of Walter Knoll Florists. That would be Walter Knoll III. His family's been in the floral business since at least the 1880s in Germany. He's fifth generation. Is there a sixth? Find out the answer to that, about trends in the industry, and how this family business is planning for the future. I'm Debbie Monterey. The Business of Family Business is sponsored by Clayton Capital Partners, and you'll hear it here Saturday only on KMOX.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
All right, DGS on a Friday. Dave out today, back on Monday. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin hanging out with you. If you're watching on the stream, the chat is just exploding.
I'm loving it.
A lot of interaction between chatters, and it's all friendly so far. Keep it that way. We don't need to be smacking people.
Hey, Andrew, what was the name of our Creed ticket winners? First name.
Donna.
Donna.
There you go. Enjoy,
Congrats, Donna. Hope you have
Donna.
fun at the Creed concert. We will be giving away more tickets later in the show.
Awesome.
So stay tuned, all you Creed fans.
Mm-hmm.
Let us flash back to Friday's past.
All right, let's do it. 489 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Quite a flashback.
1536. The authority of the Pope was declared void in England by King Henry VIII.
Oh boy.
What an interesting guy.
He was a troublemaker.
He
Henry
wanted
VIII.
things done his way, didn't he? 78 years ago in 1947, Harry S. Truman signed the Presidential Succession Act, which established the Speaker of the House and the Senate President pro tempore as third and fourth in the line of succession for the Oval Office.
Boom.
56 years ago in 1969, just before midnight on a Friday evening, Ted Kennedy drove his car off of a bridge near Martha's Vineyard. His passenger passed away.
Chappaquiddick.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy swam to safety, leaving his passenger in the car. Then he left the scene and didn't report it to the police for several hours. That's not good.
No, that's bad.
He went on to proudly serve in the U.S. Senate until his death in 2009.
You know, when you have the right last name and wealth, things tend to go away.
Absolutely. 39 years ago in 1986, Aliens, starring Sigourney Weaver, was released.
You guys Aliens fans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Fantastic
New
movie.
series coming out.
Huge fan.
Is Sigourney in it?
No, it's futuristic. It's on Earth. It's called Alien Earth.
Whoa.
Yeah, those guys made it to Earth. It's going to be bad.
Have you guys watched the first Alien, Rachel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
Kitty.
I liked
Oh,
all
that's
of them,
what we
really.
were.
I think they were all pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
That's
they've
like
all been good.
Oh, Alien's like a top 5 for me.
And-
I really love that movie.
And obviously, you know, the newer ones, the, what do you call it? Covenant was really good.
Mhm. Yeah, they're
and,
fine.
And what was it? What was the first one?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. I thought that was really fun.
They're fine.
Yeah.
30 years ago in 1995, Barack Obama published Dreams of My Father. The book came out 13 years before Obama became president. 24 years ago in 2001, Jurassic Park 3 was released. We had no idea that 1 million more Jurassic Park films would be coming out.
We had no idea that a movie as bad as Jurassic Park 3 would be like the third best Jurassic Park movie.
Man, you just add Chris Pratt and you've got a whole new thing to contend with.
I saw a tweet yesterday that summed this up really well. It was from the first movie. And the line, obviously, it's one of the most famous lines in the movie, right? It's your
I'm
scientists.
being eaten by a velociraptor. Is that the line?
It says your scientists were so preoccupied with if they could, they never stopped to think if they should. All the sequels fall right into that.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
Ali Marmol gets ripped a lot. Some of it is justified, some of it is not justified. A lot of it is really naive because you assume the manager has this all-powerful, superhuman authority over everything. People can rip Ali Marmol all they want. I will be fair about it. So if you don't like that, I don't care.
Bernie Miklasz on the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. 104.1 FM KMOX.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events, so call your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent or visit mofbinsurance.com to find an agent near you, and we'll make sure you have the right coverage for each of life's wins.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri, in good times and in bad. We're for Missouri families and Missouri communities. We're for giving back to those communities and lifting people up. And when Missouri weather rips through our state, we're for helping put back the pieces. We're for brighter days and new tomorrows. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. And if you live in Missouri, we're for you.
Calling all soccer fans, the Premier League is coming to STL. St. Louis City SC will host English Premier League giants Aston Villa Football Club Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30 p.m. at Energizer Park. Reserve your seat for this historic match now at stlcitysc.com/tickets. Wednesday, July 30th at 7:30 p.m. That's stlcitysc.com/tickets. St. Louis City versus Aston Villa, presented by Purina.
Let's check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
85 should do it for the high today, but the skies are a little unsettled, so still a chance of a couple of showers, couple of thunder showers. Tonight, clouds dominate, a couple of showers and thunder showers, 75. Saturday, here it comes. Partly sunny skies, building heat and humidity, maybe a spot afternoon storm, 92. 77 Saturday night, but quiet. Sunday and Monday, partly sunny, hot and humid, spot thunderstorm each afternoon. 95 Sunday and again on Monday, near 100 for the high. Tuesday, Wednesday, and let's toss in Thursday and Friday. Next week, a summer beast for St. Louis. Maybe the hottest week of the summer. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Tonight, the Cards, the D-backs.
Cameron Total Access, 745.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
All right, just after 2:30 here on DGS. Dave out today. You got Rachel, Andrew, me, and then our buddy Bernie joining us. And of course, Bernie, this is kind of our pregame show for the Redbird Rush Hour coming up
man.
at 5 o'clock. It'll be you and me and Matt Pauley kicking things around with the second half getting started tonight.
Well, let me speak on behalf of all of the KMOX listeners. It's great to have Kevin Wheeler back, and I know you've been back for a couple days, but I missed you, buddy.
Thank you. I missed you guys too. I got the volume right, both in terms of like level of sound and amount of words. I got the dual meaning volume.
I think I'm guilty of that too.
You and I are brothers in arms, man.
All kinds of words. Hey, man, you can't keep up with me because I'm also writing like 3,000 words a day too. So anyway,
no, I can't. I can only speak them. I can't write them. If I write them down, it's not nearly as good. And obviously, you've been doing that for a good long time. So symbolic second half, right? We know it's not the mathematical second half, but it's the symbolic second half after the All-Star break. The 13 games that will decide all right, or at least decide something at the trade deadline, right?
It's going to have a lot of influence, not only on the wild card race, but it'll certainly sway to some extent with John Mozeliak's thinking will be going into the trade deadline, because that final game of the 13-game stretch is the night before the trading deadline. So, this sounds strange because whatever will be. But if the Cardinals are have a really good 13-game stretch, well, then you could understand why they'd be much more inclined to try to add to their team. And what that means, I have no idea. But on the other hand, if they have a really bad 13-game stretch, well, then the decision is going to be made for them. The worst thing in a way that could happen is if the Cardinals are 6-7 or 7-6. I mean, I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
right. Well, right in the middle, which is where they've been all year, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point, right? Doesn't that fit what the team has been now for several years, just kind of eternally stuck in the middle?
Yep, no doubt about it. And listen, Wheels, I don't know how you feel and whether you've talked about it today, and you and I haven't texted for a couple 3-4 days, but here's where I am. If people want to know what I think, and I'm not saying, but here's what I think, and it's an honest opinion. Even if the Cardinals are still mathematically in the race, it doesn't mean that they are realistically or legitimately in the race. And I think John Mozeliak is going to have to just avoid falling into a trap of where he's kind of dreaming of 2006 and 2011. And to me, man, if there's any doubt at all, you got to sell.
Yeah, I think that's the question, right? If there's doubt, I totally agree with you. And this is what I wanted to run by you kind of. And again, this is more of a tease for what we'll get more depth later with Redbird Rush Hour and with Matt Pauley. But we know there'll be different listeners, so it's okay to get it started now. But I think it's interesting. To me, I've been trying to decide in three, because there's three possible scenarios here, right? The first one I'll throw at you. What are you thinking? What's your gut feel if they are where they are now, regardless of what the record is? You're a game out or a game and a half out. You're there, but you're not gaining any ground. Do you think they just hold? Do you think they just stand pat and keep on playing it out?
They probably will. I wouldn't do that, but then again, I'm not in charge. Listen, last year they were convinced they were in the race at the trade deadline. They were, I think, almost like a game and a half out, virtually the same as they are now.
Yeah.
And they acquired Eric Fetty and Tommy Pham, and then the team fell apart. I think the Cardinals are just very fragile now. So if they win 7 out of the 13 games, that's not going to change my mind about how fragile they are.
Right.
I mean, first of all, Arizona is they're 3 games under 500 at home. They have a losing record on the season. The Rockies are the Rockies, and I'll just point out that visiting teams have won 36 out of 46 games at Coors Field this year. So my point is, I mean, I'm not going to get out the party balloons, as Joe Strauss would say, if the Cardinals. No, if they go in and sweep the Rockies, I mean they're supposed to. So I'm going to be like really level headed about all this. I just think you got to have. It's really, really important for John Mozeliak to have like clear eyes, clear head, and be realistic about what his team really is.
Yeah, I think the number one thing, regardless, I mean, I doubt I would even change my mind on this, Bernie, if they go 13-0. But the one thing I would definitely not do, even if I'm buying, I'm not trading any players that I think I can count on. You know, I'm not trading any of my most important young players, regardless of that. Even if I do go 13-0, which is not going to happen. And I think that there's we were talking about this yesterday. Actually, Nate Gatter and I talked a bit about it yesterday on Redbird Rush Hour. There are definitely scenarios where I would trade Ryan Helsley, for example, but I want to get something of real quality. So if somebody comes to me with a guy that can be in my rotation next year, or somebody that solves a problem for me in some way, I definitely want to make that move at the deadline. But I also want to weigh that against just going qualifying offer, getting a draft pick. By the way, getting a draft pick that you can trade, because you can trade those compensation picks. You can't trade your regular ones, but you can trade that. And it also comes with the slot money. So that comp pick is more than just whatever the player would be. It's also the slot for that money, which means you can go above with certain people, below. It gives you more flexibility. It has to be a better deal than that.
Well, if you're asking me that they shouldn't give Ryan Helsley away, I agree with that.
Yeah. No. And that's not really the suggestion. It's just really hard to figure out what that would be. But there are teams, Bern, that have guys that we're talking about. Like, I think the Yankees are a team that have guys that we're talking about. Now, I don't know that they want Helsley, but there are teams that have the players that we're talking about that could be a part of your rotation next year, or could be can fix a problem for you, right? Clear up some of your issues.
There's a lot of teams that would be circling around Ryan Helsley, hoping to get him at a reduced value. But I also know there are teams. I was talking to some guy that works in a front office for another team in the National League, and he said, yeah, a lot of people are interested in Helsley, and a lot of people also think they have ways to make him better than what he's been this season.
Yes.
He's got a flat fastball.
Mm-hmm.
There's no movement on it, and that's why they're crushing it. And this gentleman told me something. For the life of me, we don't understand why he doesn't throw the curveball, because it's been a good pitch for him and he doesn't throw it. And someone else told me, said, you just know that Dodgers analytics department is looking at Helsley and they're saying over and over and over again, change up, change up, change up, change up. They'll find a remedy, because they always do.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing, right? I mean, when you look at the curveball and usage, I don't know if it's a feel thing or what, but
I don't know.
I mean, you look at the performance against it last year. He barely thrown it this year. He's thrown it, I think, 28 times this year. So it's not been good this year because he's not throwing it. But in the past, when he's thrown it, it's been very effective. 2022, there were 0 hits against his curveball, and he threw it 100 times.
That's why I brought it up, because it's been a really good pitch for him, but he doesn't use it anymore.
Well, and the other thing is, he
say
throws
this
too
about
many fastballs. We've talked about that. Like, if your fastball's not effective, stop throwing it.
Of course. And everybody knows it's coming when he's behind an account.
Right.
So you have people say, well, wonder if he's tipping. He's not tipping pitches. All they got to do is look. When he's behind an account, they're going to get a fastball. I don't know about Helsley, for example. I've seen some fans and people say, and I'm not knocking anybody, they say, like, well, they ought to just try to sign him to a contract after the season. Well, I really, first of all, the arrow's pointing down. Is worse before, and also just there's always an injury issue. But the other thing is the way the Cardinals use him with the Ali Marmol, Ryan Helsley rules. I mean, it's like it's got to be like a perfect situation for him to pitch.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you got to run him ragged. I'm not saying you send him out there in lost causes or anything. But my gosh, this guy will go 10 days at a time where he'll pitch like one or two times, and I think that's another reason why he's not sharp. I mean, there's the whole thing with like the Ryan rules, like the Jordan rules. I personally think it's excessive. You can't have, the planets align and the moon, the moon is in the 7th, Jupiter's in the 7th house. you can't have like everything perfect. You can't go. You can't have an astrology reader coming in to say, well, this is a bad planet. We shouldn't use him tonight. And I can see you're not understanding you're not getting the humor. You don't care for it in that. But my point is that I don't know, man. You got to be careful with relievers, but the Cardinals are going way too far with this.
Yeah, I tell you this, Bart. I have a bigger philosophical thing. He's 31 as of today, by the way. So happy birthday, Ryan Helsley.
Yep.
If I'm a mid-market team, I'm never paying top market closer price ever. If I'm the Yankees, I'll do it. If I'm the Dodgers, I'll do it because I got the leeway, man. I can do it. I can't as a mid-market team. And look, even the Cardinals, when they're a top 10 payroll, are a mid-market team. I can't justify $12 to $15 million a year for a spot that only throws 60 innings a year.
Well, that's right, and I can tell you what, if Chaim Bloom has any say in it, and it will be his decision to make after the regular season, Chaim Bloom's not going to do that.
No, I wouldn't think so. Not when relievers are so volatile anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Can I throw something out there?
Absolutely.
Maybe I should save it for Redbird Rush Hour.
Use it as a tease.
When we talk about, well, here are right. I wish that the one guy's never mentioned, and I'll explain it later on, but you know who's a great trade candidate? Number one, because his performance since like a certain point in April has been great. And number two, he's got a year contract control remaining after this season. So you're not renting him. You have him in place for next year too. That would be, I was reading the Athletic, and it's like, oh my gosh, everybody's looking for left-handed relievers, but the teams that have really good, they're not trading their guys.
Yeah.
So teams are desperate. What lefty relievers? So people talk about Steven Matz having all this value. Jojo Romero has more value.
I agree
because he's under contract. You know what his ERA is since like April the 27th?
Super low because it was bad before that.
0.44.
Wow.
13 inherited runners. None of them have scored. So why do we always talk about Steven Matz? Oh, yeah, there'd be a lot of teams who want to look. Jojo Romero's got more value. He's under contract. Yeah. So
it's a great point.
That's
and
the
again,
guy
and it's not like you have long-term control either, right? You're not giving up 4 years of the guy.
No. So they got to be realistic. If he's got value and teams are calling you and they're going to offer you something good, you got to move a guy like Jojo Romero. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Cardinals just can't have these visions of grandeur. I mean, they got to do what's best for 26, 27, and so on.
All right. On that note, and Bern, we'll make this fairly quick because we're going to talk more about this later. This is just again a little tease for the Redbird Rush Hour. Jordan Walker's supposed to be coming back today. It sounds like they sent Thomas Ajayci down to Memphis yesterday. It sounds like they're clearing it for Jordan Walker. I think the runway for this year is closed for him until after the deadline. Unless you clear some things up. Like there are other guys that have outperformed him that are playing better. You need to have Gorman in there rather than Walker. Burleson has earned at bats. Unless you're clearing out Newt or something along those lines, then maybe there's room for all of those guys that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But I also don't think that he's a guy you have to decide on this year. I think there's no reason why you can't. And I got a comp for how a player was handled that I wanted to run by you, which is it's how Spencer Torkelson was handled. So Spencer Torkelson was the first pick in the draft. At one point, he was the number one prospect in baseball, according to like MLB.com, Baseball America, and all that. He had a 30-homer season in the big leagues. The very next year, he was so bad, they sent him down to AAA. And then the next spring, which was this spring, they said, look, you do not have a spot on this team. You have to earn a spot on this team. And he did, and he's having a good year. I don't think where we are in Walker's development means he cannot go back to Memphis. I don't think it means he's guaranteed a roster spot moving forward. I think it's okay if a number one pick who was the number one prospect in baseball can be handled that way, then Jordan Walker can be handled that way.
Totally agreed. And they don't have to make a decision anyway. I mean, if they're even to think about moving on, they don't have to make a decision. I understand people being impatient. And I do think if they spit the bit, I think Jordan Walker, I'm talking about, where they go to the deadline and say, nah, it's not going to happen. He should play most days, because what's the purpose?
Agreed.
When
Yes.
you have,
Agreed.
when your chances of making the playoffs, and by the way, if they make the playoffs, they're not going to last. So but you're out of contention, Jordan Walker should be in the lineup just about every day.
Bernie, tell us about Saliga, and we'll talk to you again a little bit later on.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Saliga Heating and Cooling is a Daikin comfort dealer, has been taking care of us since the Micklases for about 16, 17 years. And, we understand why. We understand why Saliga Heating and Cooling, the same family, has owned this business since 1927 here in St. Louis. And generations of St. Louis families have come to trust and respect and call on Saliga Heating and Cooling. And the Micklases are right there with them, because we have found, they set the standard for so many good things that you're looking for in heating and cooling. Knowledge, professionalism. They come into your home, they're classy, their service is prompt. You can count on them. And also the number one thing, I don't know if it's number one, but it's way up there. They're so honest, and the integrity, the trustworthiness. First of all, they've been around since 1927. I think they've earned a lot of credibility. But from what we have discovered several times, if you have a problem and Saliga comes and they look at it, they don't view it as an opening to sell something or to talk you into something that's going to cost you a lot of money, which means they're going to make more money. No, it's the exact opposite. They have told us at least 2 times when we had some equipment that was like making noises and stuff. No, it's just a little thing. It's no big deal. You don't need a new thing. You'll get another 2 or 3 years out of this. We're going to just adjust, and it won't cost much. You're good to go. See, gosh, to be able to count on that kind of honesty is priceless. It's just huge. And one more thing, and it's all related to what I was just talking about. Saliga Heating and Cooling, they have the Priority Club, and that's how that saved us money, because they catch little problems before they become big and expensive problems, just by coming to your house a couple times a year and checking on things. That way you'll extend the life of your current equipment. You also get other perks, including priority scheduling. Anyway, if you want to find out about Saliga, you go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. You can call them at 314-481-7333. But it's SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
Hey guys, Glover here from my friends at Zero Res. It's National Carpet Cleaning Month, and because of Zero Res's commitment to the DGS, you're going to get 3 rooms of carpeting clean plus 1 free plus $50 off your air duct services. 314-474-2020, ZeroResSTL.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
All right, just a few minutes before we get to the top. Alvin Reed's going to join us at the top of the hour. So what else do we got? We got Dave Murray at 3:30, George Mahey at 4 o'clock. So we're going to be pretty busy the rest of the way. Did we ever get to? Did we get through all of the Flashback Friday things, or did we leave any behind?
The other one. Let me dig it out of the recycle bin here. Give me one second.
Look at me making the dumb request. I just did the thing that everybody tells you: don't ask a question you don't know the answer to.
There was one more I wanted to get to. 12 years ago in 2013, Detroit became the largest city to ever file for bankruptcy.
Oh boy.
$18 billion in debt. I remember when this happened. I never really saw a follow-up, though. But you're a Detroit guy.
Yeah,
You
it's
would
gone
know.
much better. It's gone much better. I was just up there this past weekend visiting family. The downtown area is just booming. They got
That's great.
Now, granted, it's almost all built around sports teams and casinos.
Yeah.
But there's a Fox Theater right there across from the baseball stadium. The football and basketball and hockey stadiums, they're all right down there in the same couple of blocks. But there's a lot of restaurants in that district. The casinos are right down the road. So there's a lot concentrated there, but the city has done better.
So
By the way, the mayor of the city went to my high school.
Oh, that's cool.
Now he's older than me. I don't know him, but yeah.
Do you know exactly what Detroit did to kind of turn it all around? Because I think we could use a little
Well, I
bit
think
of
the
that.
bankruptcy started the process.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think they just started making better financial decisions, generally speaking. But look, when you have the ability to, have 4 sports teams playing downtown, you've got stuff year round. That's a draw to people to come at least to that part of the city.
Mhm.
And when you're surrounding that with restaurants, entertainment district, casinos, Fox Theater, the Fox Theater's been there forever, but that's all part of the draw. And that's just the part that we can't do here because we don't have an NFL team and we don't have an NBA team. And when you combine the 4, you've got year-round draws to bring people in. And then you've got all the things that go with it. Like we have Ballpark Village, but that's in one little spot. That's not that close to the Enterprise Center.
Mhm.
You have to make a walk or make a quick drive to get over there if you were going to go there after a Blues game, for example. So it's a little more concentrated, and it's more than that. It's stuff that I don't keep up with not living there, but it's just been a little bit cleaner run. They're running better when it comes to making good decisions. I think, if I remember correctly, they also made a big push on public safety.
Mhm.
And whether it was increasing the number of police officers or just improving the way that they're deployed, they certainly have made a big effort because Detroit's got the same downtown issues and the same questions historically that we're talking about in St. Louis now. But they made a push to fix it, and it's different than it was when I lived there 25, 30 years ago.
Mhm.
It's a lot safer. It's a lot more welcoming. At least in that commerce area that we're talking about.
But it gives you hope that, I know we
Yeah.
don't have the NBA team or the NFL team, but there is a path towards a better downtown.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. We got a lot more to do. We're going to talk to you guys. We got Alvin Reed after the top of the hour. I want to tell you now about Game Day Men's Health, and you can find them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. To me, the best way I can tell you about them is just to tell you about my experience with them. So it started with a consultation. You do a blood test, and then you sit there and talk about the results, what the options are to take care of it, how much it's going to cost, and the whole thing is done in an hour, and then you've got a plan to move forward. So for me, I went in, did the test, and I found out that my testosterone was low. I didn't make it that way. I didn't do anything, or at least I don't know that I did anything to make it that way, but there was a fix for it, which is the testosterone replacement therapy. So I've been doing that for 4.5 months, coming up on 5 months, and I can tell you without hesitation, I noticed the difference every single day. Before that, legs feeling heavy on the regular. Workouts were hard to recover from. You push through it, but you don't feel good. You're going through the day with your body just not feeling right. I don't have any of those things anymore. My legs do not feel heavy. I don't have the same aches and pains. I get through the workouts and I get through everything else. And I think the TRT is really working for me. Now, for you, it might be something else. And maybe you have something different in mind. Maybe you want to get to talk to them about ED treatments. Maybe you're looking at medical weight loss. They have options for that. They have options when it comes to peptides, which are things you can use to get a lot of the same results I'm getting from TRT. Regardless, everything's overseen by board-certified physicians. The staff are experts. They're phenomenal. That one price I mentioned is explained up front, and that's it. Any adjustments are included in all of that. So do yourself the favor. You got 3 area locations. You can find out more at GameDayMen'sHealth.com and get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
We can get more sleep, we can get more sun, and we can get more exercise, but the one thing we can't get more of is time. It's time to eliminate the one phrase that could be holding you back from reaching your retirement goals. I'll take care of it tomorrow. It's time to pick up the phone and make the call to Gary Goldberg and the team at Financial and Tax Strategies, 314-991-9005, or online at checkwithgary.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial, Inc., an FFC registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Gary Goldberg, NPN number 918615.
Want to retire in 5 years or less? You can do it, just like Lifestyles Unlimited member Lisa.
So we started passively. It was on vacation is when we realized we really need to take the plunge and be more active in this. Just because I'm an educator, I wanted to really know what I was doing. So it was just education on my part is really big. And I'm like, well, I could do that.
Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for just $297, a 60% savings. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house, on the walls, the patios, the walkways, the porch, or the chimneys? If so, you need to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. 314-645-1387. You might need one of two things: solid tuck pointing, the removal of old mortar with the replacement of new mortar throughout an entire wall or chimney, or maybe just spot tuck pointing. Spot tuck pointing involves the tuck pointing of a particular wall, a chimney, or other masonry surface in an area where it's needed the most. One example might be settlement cracks, usually found above or below windows or doorways. 314-645-1387. Call the company that the Brennans have called when we've needed tuck pointing. Morelli Tuck Pointing, the masonry specialists. Winner of the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, it is a cloudy sky. Right now, 87 degrees downtown at the Arch, but the heat is set to get serious. Let's check in with KMOX meteorologist Dave Murray.
Michael, an extreme heat warning has now been issued, and this is a major summertime heat wave coming up. It builds on Saturday, and it is with us all week long. We should go over 100 degrees for the first time this year.
CBS News special report. There was a deadly explosion this morning at a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office training facility.
Tragically, there were 3 sworn members who were fatally killed that were assigned to our arson explosives detail.
Sheriff Robert Luna says the ATF and FBI are on the scene assisting in the investigation, which has just started.
We do not know the cause of the explosion. However, the specific area has been closed off due to the ongoing investigation. We believe there is no threat to this community. Actually, I could tell you there is no threat to this community.
Officials earlier said they believe the explosion was possibly triggered by material recovered yesterday.
This is, unfortunately, the largest loss of life for us as the LA County Sheriff's Department since 1857.
CBS News special report. I'm Stacy Lynn.
The St. Louis Teachers Union signed an agreement with the city school district regarding co-locations for the upcoming year. Union spokesman Byron Clemens tells KMOX the plan does its best to eliminate potential territorial conflicts after the tornado shut down several buildings.
St. Louis has some territorial issues, particularly with high schools and middle school.
And I think we fixed all of that to the best of our ability.
It's now on the president's desk, the bill to take back previously allocated funding for foreign aid and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. It passed the House and the Senate, where Missouri's Eric Schmidt managed the legislation. He tells Fox.
I think it's a really important signal that's being sent that there's a new effort here in this town to rein in that wasteful spending. And that $9 billion, which is $90 billion in a 10-year window, which is typically how we score things here, that's still a lot of money.
They've been preparing for the worst, says Amy Shaw, president of KETC Channel 9.
I'm concerned about what's happening in our St. Louis community with nearly $2 billion in tornado damage. Our philanthropic community is being called upon like never before. The funding cuts both in public media and education, other social services, and what we're seeing potentially with the Medicaid cuts and healthcare. The pie is being cut into smaller and smaller pieces.
For 9 PBS, they'll need to raise another $2 million a year. Shaw says they are defunded but not defeated. The KMOX Business Desk, beef prices climbed to another record high.
New government numbers show the average price of a pound of ground beef rose to $6.12 in June, up 12% from a year ago. Supply isn't keeping up with demand. The nation's cattle herd has shrunk to its lowest number since 1951. Kim Radiker-Bays raises cattle near Fort Worth.
We've had a lot of drought the past couple of years, and so it's been harder and harder to keep enough grass to feed the cows.
Economists warn President Trump's tariffs and a flesh-eating pest in cattle herds in Mexico could push beef prices even higher. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now. Here's Stifel's Kevin Monton. Kevin?
Thanks, Michael. The market closed the week on a pretty quiet note. The Dow losing 142 at 44,342. NASDAQ was down 0.5% at 62.96. The QQQ was off 5.5% at 20,880, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was negative 11, 1615. Stocks to the upside, though. Ameren gained 1.4% at 98.70, and Commerce was positive 0.5% at 64.63. To the downside, Bayer lost 1.6% at 7.95, and Centene was down 4% at 27.95. Also, Stifel negative 0.3% at 109.99. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got some crashes out there. 170 north at Natural Bridge. There's a crash that has the middle lane closed as well as the left shoulder. I got another crash on 6440 going west at Boone's Crossing. That's got the left 2 lanes closed there. A crash on 170 going north at Natural Bridge. That's got the left 2 lanes and the shoulder closed there. A crash on 44 east at 270. That's got the left lane closed there. And a stalled vehicle 44 eastbound before Grand. That's on the right shoulder.
Unsettled, changeable skies going through our Friday afternoon. There's still a chance of a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. 85 for the high. The front continues to kind of wave around, but it's starting to wash out. Tonight, lots of clouds, couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, 75. Saturday, it comes back. Building heat and humidity, partly sunny skies, nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm. 92 for the high on Saturday. That actually will sound pretty good as we go forward here. Saturday night, partly cloudy, warm and humid, only 77. Sunday and Monday, partly sunny, hot and humid. Again, each afternoon could bring a spot storm. 95 Sunday and Monday, near 100 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got a cloudy sky. It's 87 in St. Peters and 88 in Florissant and 87 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's Friday on DGS. Dave is out. He will be back on Monday, but we're doing all the normal Friday things. George Mayhey's going to join us at 4 o'clock. Dave Murray at 3:30. will tell us about the weather and hang with us through headlines. But the rest of us are here, the normal crew. And obviously, Dave will be back on Monday. Friday also means Alvin Reed joins us. What's up, Alvin? How are you?
You got it, man. You got it.
Yeah, good to have you.
Oh, man.
Good to
It's
see
a
you.
pleasure. Sorry I couldn't be here last week. I was out at the alma mater, KU. I'm on a board there for letter winners, and I toured the new, like 60% of a stadium. We're doing one side first and the other side after this football season. Really nice, and had a good time. But I couldn't be here, so I missed you.
For everybody watching on the stream, I'm moving the camera so it doesn't look like I'm looking the opposite direction of Alvin the entire time.
That's all right.
Good plan.
People turn their back on me all the time.
It's just a little awkward with that setup the way we are here with the chairs.
Hey, Wheels, do you mind if we give away
Oh,
a
yeah,
pair of
yeah.
tickets?
So we're going to talk
Really
about the
quickly.
bananas in a second,
Sure.
but we got Creed tickets to give away.
Yeah, we're giving away our second pair of Creed tickets of the day for everyone who's been patiently waiting for this. They're going to be at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena in Ridgedale, Missouri on August 2nd. Two tickets right now if you are caller number 5 to see Creed. 463-7900. That's 463-7900 to see Creed at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena in Ridgedale on August 2nd. Give us a call.
One thing we don't have Savannah Bananas tickets because that sucker is sold out at Busch Stadium. You just go by there?
Yes. Can you explain that to me?
The phenomenon?
Yeah. I don't get it. Okay.
Well-
Now, maybe I would say that it's an age thing, but at the same time, I've always appreciated the Harlem Globetrotters because I thought the Harlem Globetrotters showed that they had great skill at basketball. That could not be denied.
It's the same idea, just elevated bigger.
Okay.
Because they're using more props, they're using music, they're dancing, they're like they'll wear their sleeveless shirts, like they're doing a lot of things but it is the modern, updated version of the Harlem Globetrotters. That's what it is.
All right. Now, if I were to be
in baseball, of course.
Yes, right. Yeah, we should point that out. When you say when I learned in high school about radio, you do have to explain that. Yeah, exactly. All right. But there's merchandise tents everywhere. So
it's huge.
So if you go to the game, you have to buy something?
Yeah.
I mean, they got that going on.
That part is, like they did when I was a kid, I went and saw the Harlem Globetrotters, and they did have that stuff at the arena. Like they had T-shirts and things. Now, obviously, everything's elevated because it's 2025, not 1985 when I went and saw them, and it was Curly Neal and Babyface and Meadowlark Lemon and all those guys.
Because I saw them in 78 and 79. Yeah.
I saw them somewhere in the mid 80s. I don't remember exactly when it was, and I loved it when I was a kid. I was there as a kid. I thought it was fun. It was great.
I was the first time I went. I think it would have been January. So I was 16. I was going to turn 17, like in September, just to give you an exact age frame. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was.
And the banana. So the bananas are that. That's if you want to just understand what are the Savannah Bananas, they're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Yes.
So they've taken, they started being more creative when they were an independent minor league team, and that's what they are. They're an independent minor league baseball team.
Exactly.
So they're not affiliated. But to be they grew in popularity because they decided that their product was going to be fun, not just baseball, but fun with baseball. So again, they'll do choreographed music routines. They'll have guys, taking at bats on stilts.
Yes.
They're doing they have all kinds of fun rules, like in a foul ball, if a fan catches it on the fly, it's an out.
Yes.
Things like that.
And I'll also tell you this. There's a time clock, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of get that. At least you feel like, okay, if it is a 2 hour, 2.5 hour, whatever it is, I don't know.
I don't either.
We're going to pack it with entertainment. Then it's over. Like, hey, everybody go home. And I could kind of, I just, man, it just became this phenomenon where the ballpark is sold out.
They're selling out stadiums all across the country. They used to be based in Savannah, Georgia, and they are still based there.
Right.
But you could only a few years ago, that's the only place you could see them is to go there, plan a trip, and go. They are touring the country all the time. They're the modern barnstormers. So maybe that's the better way to look at it for baseball. They're the modern barnstormers, which is what a lot of the Major League Baseball players and the Negro League players did 100 years ago.
They got together and then basically
they would tour.
We have some of the best Negro League players in Negro League baseball, and we're coming to your town. And it'll be small towns.
Right.
But you're right.
You're right. But yes, this is much bigger.
Yeah, parade and people would turn out and all that. Right. Okay.
So it's the 2025 version of that. And in fact, I just saw Annie Fry in the hallway. She's going, and she asked me what I thought about it, because obviously everybody asks the baseball guy what he thinks if when it's the Savannah Bananas. I love that they exist. I love that people enjoy them. It's not for me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not for me. Right. I will not. If I go, I'm not going. But if I were to go, I would not enjoy it. Not because I don't. It's not because I have a problem with the clowning. It's because my enjoyment of baseball is the game. It's the competition. It's the chess match, and it doesn't have to be Major League Baseball. I love college baseball. I love minor league baseball. I think what they do with the Gateway Grizzlies, what the River City Rascals used to be when they existed. I really appreciate that, because it's a great entry level thing for families, for kids to go to games and have a good time and not have to spend major league prices. I love all those things, but I don't need the show.
I don't need the show.
Yes.
And you probably run into this sometimes, that not they're really mad at me, although I could give you an example where they kind of were. But I managed both teams, and even if the Cardinals were playing, I said, like, yeah, if I was, like I said, like, they should do this or do that. He said, like, well, aren't you for the Cardinals? I said, like, yeah, but I'm looking at this
playing
game.
Along.
I'll give you the example where people looked at me crazy. All right, but it actually happened. The series against San Francisco. I don't know. I think it might have been 2012.
Right.
So anyway, Barry Zito starts that game.
The Travis Ishikawa Homer series.
And Barry Zito started that game here in St. Louis, and we were supposed to tear him up, but he somehow or other he got it out. So he comes up, and it's like, I don't know, first and third or whatever. And I said aloud, I said, like, if I were Bochy, I'd tell Zito to bunt and just run to first base and see what happens. And Zito lays down this bunt and gets a base hit and runs, and then everything fell apart. Next thing we know, we're going to San Francisco.
Right.
We know how that turned out. So everyone's like, God, man. And I said, why don't you just shut up? Like, I'm intrigued by baseball. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I will say this. I do think that there are lessons that Major League Baseball could learn from the Bananas. I'm not saying adopt their things, but learn that, hey, people like fun.
Yes.
People like fun. So if there are reasonable ways to mix that, because your draw for Major League Baseball is that you have the best players in the world.
Yes.
And that's the draw. You don't need gimmicks to draw, but you can learn. And teams are figuring that out. Like they're allowing players to show more personality now. They're giving them some freedom with like the different colors of bats and elbow guards and things like. So they're allowing more of it. And I think they need to keep learning those lessons, because the more fans you can draw, the more that they will then become like you and me.
Yes.
Where they're drawn to the competition and not just the show, but sometimes the show brings the new eyeballs.
Yes. And I do agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And you have to find a way to make it entertaining.
Yeah.
And I don't mind.
And by the way, they've done it.
Yeah.
Like the pitch clock has worked.
I was just going to say that.
Rob Manfred pointed this out. And by the way, I cannot wait for Rob Manfred to completely contradict himself in a year and a half when the labor stuff starts. Because in a year and a half, it's already starting. They'll be telling us on one hand how this isn't right, this economic system isn't fair, it's not working. And on the other hand, they're going to tell us about how great their ratings are, that their ratings are up double digits amongst fans 18 to 35 and all of these things. So they're going to tell us now about the wonderful growth of the game.
Right.
But when it's time to talk about the collective bargaining, they're going to be telling us how bad everything is.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible. Yeah, did you see the Cardinals game last night? No one was there. We're dying.
Yeah, all you need to do is add 8-9 wins a year, and they'll be full. That's what you got to do.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not the economic system.
Hey, you all, trust me. They win 15 straight games.
Hey, listen,
the middle of August, that place will be jam-packed.
Yeah.
By the way, the Royals, I went last Saturday, Royals and Mets. Now, the heat index was like 115 degrees.
Yeah.
It was bad. All right. But was there. The game was not sold out. I bought one on a Game Time or $85 ticket for $54, and that was including the fees. 11 rows from the Royals dugout.
Yeah.
I lasted 5 in the sun. Then I went to the air conditioned area.
I'm out.
Yeah, but so it isn't just here. Between scorching summer and this and that. Every ballpark is not filled every night, but I don't feel like baseball is hurt. And I'm sure you don't either.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, they're going through challenges. They've got to figure out the TV stuff, like, Diamond Sports going bankrupt and the regional sports network struggling, that model struggling because of cord cutting. Yeah. It's not anything that baseball's done wrong. It's cord cutting. Cord cutting has hit the TV model, and now they're figuring out a new model, which is why now you can, for example, pay if you're through Amazon Prime, pay to watch the Cardinals. That's because a lot of people don't have cable anymore. They don't have satellite anymore. Right. The old model is just being updated. They'll have that sorted out in a few years. It's not going to take that long. The demand is there. Attendance is strong. Ratings on national broadcasts are up across the board. Numbers with young fans are up across the board. They're fine, but they do need to sort out the model. They need to fix the way that's done.
Okay, remember when Oregon busted...
And they need to revenue share more.
I agree. Now, remember when Oregon busted out the electric glide and green uniforms? Now, think about how many years ago that was.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 20 years ago.
But 20 years ago. And I did I can't believe this.
You did the grumpy old man, get off my lawn.
Pretty much. And like I said,
now
I'm
everybody's
still
doing
connected with the program like at KU and have covered college football. I know a lot of people still. And you know what somebody told me? He said, like, Alvin, it's not for you.
No.
And for some reason, that was the exact phrase that was presented to me. And it was one of those moments where, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
And so get off of that horse, Alvin, and just understand that this isn't about you. This is about an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And now you're far removed from 18 now.
Absolutely.
And so I learned off that.
You want to hang out for a second?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we will do it. You're our left-handed hitter on the politics side. Mike Gilliam's our right-handed hitter. Right. We haven't gotten anything. I want to talk a little bit about the St. Louis region and something that Rachel brought up at the end of last hour I thought was really interesting. So I want to bring that up with you in a minute.
Absolutely.
Do you know what went down at the Viper Room the night River Phoenix died? Are you aware of how Steve McQueen escaped death at the hands of the Manson family? But what about the real-life brutal murder that inspired David Lynch's Twin Peaks? These stories and more are told in the Hollywoodland podcast, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. Buying your brand new Buick or GMC has never been easier. Here at Suntrup Buick GMC, our family-owned and operated dealership has been proudly servicing St. Charles County for over 30 years by always providing aggressive pricing, a massive inventory selection, and exceptional customer service. Buying from SunTrip means you get the best vehicle at the best price. Visit Suntrip Buick GMC today or visit us online at suntripbuickgmc.com and save more at Suntrip Buick GMC.
1120 AM, 104.1 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you, however you listen, wherever you listen.
All right, we got our bananas talk in with Alvin Reed. Alvin joining us on Fridays as he normally does. And Rach asked me a question at the end of the hour because I grew up in Detroit, and we had a flashback Friday note that in 2012, Detroit was the first major U.S. city to declare bankruptcy. And then Rach followed up, right? You asked, how's it doing now, right? Something along those lines?
Yeah, like have they been able to turn it around? I do want to say it was 2013.
2013, sorry, not 2012, but 12 years ago.
I apologize if I misspoke.
No, I probably just repeated it wrong.
That's all right. It didn't that many years.
I'm sure you read it correctly and I repeated it incorrectly. But either way, it was like 12 years ago.
Right.
And Rach asked, well, I'm from there, of course, and I was back up there this past weekend. That's where I was for a family reunion. My parents still live up there. My sister, brother-in-law all live up there. And we went to a Tigers game on Friday night, went downtown. Downtown is hopping, man. Now, that's just the entertainment district. I can't speak for the whole city because I didn't tour the whole city. But down there, you've got 4 sports teams, 3 arenas. You got 1 arena for football and basketball, the football stadium. I'm sorry, for basketball and hockey, the football stadium, the baseball stadium, Fox Theater's right there, and it's always been there. Tons of restaurants, casinos are right down the road. It's really bumping. And if you look at the coverage of the city over the last couple of years, been a lot of businesses. Dan Gilbert's a Detroit native. He's big in the mortgage business. He's invested a lot of money in downtown. A lot of other businesses have come back. One of the things they did to help with that was they made a big commitment to public safety. And in the last few years, they've hired like 700 police officers. And they've been kind of going through the rebuilding of a big city. So the main things seem to be financial investment from the corporate world, public safety, and improving the schools.
Absolutely. And a lot of that investment, Dan Gilbert bought a lot of properties, and they are investing in, like, I own it. So thus, if you want to have a business here, that we'll work it out, whatever. But also some of that investment money, like, we have this foundation, whoever helps pay the Chief Robert Tracy's salary here. There are things like that in Detroit that where those proceeds go to the establishment of hiring police officers or hiring police officers at a higher amount of pay.
They got the ARPA money.
Yes.
They got $100 million of it. And according to, this is from the White House website, so this is from the previous administration, of course, but they were trumpeting this, said with $100 million from the ARP, from the ARPA funds, they funded critical hiring and technology upgrades to keep crime rates down. So it's tech, too. It's not just bodies.
Right.
And used all this money to give bonuses to every sworn officer and every police assistant during COVID to recognize all the. So what they did was take the money and stuff that we have not done anything with yet.
Right. I agree with you. And I will tell you this. This goes.
Now, we have all the Rams money, too.
Yes. Right. And this goes beyond going back further number of years. Dave Bing was the mayor, former Detroit Pistons. Beloved up there.
Hey, the mayor there now was a guy that graduated from my high school. Right. And guess what? He's an independent.
Yeah.
He is not a Republican, not a Democrat. He's running right down the middle, and he's trying to just make things better.
And what Dave Bing did, and what put him on the opposite side of many people that supported him, was, quite frankly, he raised a lot of land. He bulldozed a lot of neighboring stuff,
dead buildings.
That was near downtown. He said, because if we clear this out, we could start all over right here. And it makes it easier to draw investment if there's nothing there, as opposed to fix this
broken down
raggedy
buildings,
stuff up. Right. There's something to be said for that. I've mentioned
this visual of it.
Yes. And I've mentioned this several times on Dining Brook, and I get feedback on it. And so so you're just saying tear down North St. Louis? I'm saying I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm saying that you could strategically say, if it's 25% gone, that means 70 or 25% there. That means 75% of it is gone. So maybe we start all over right there.
And again, that's not no 2 cities are exactly alike, but it is an example of a big city that was in big trouble.
Huge trouble.
State took over the schools.
Yep. Huge trouble.
I think the state took over the police at one point, but that was a long time ago.
Right.
They filed for bankruptcy.
Yes, and the bankruptcy. I've written a couple of columns on this going back a number of years. But anyway, I had said, like, the city that should have done that next was East St. Louis. I said East St. Louis should declare bankruptcy, and then East St. Louis, and there is record of cities, not that size, but cities doing this. Sell yourself. Okay, you got to keep the historic stuff. We got to keep the churches. But hey, let's flip it over and let's start all over again. Well, then you'll drive out all the historic people. It's like, no, you make them the offer A, they can't refuse, or B, there's going to be a house for you. There's going to be an apartment for you.
Right.
Okay. That's all you got to do.
None of it's easy, but based on Rach's question and that point in history, there is something to do.
There is something to do. And, I lived in Lansing for a little more than 2 years, and we'd go down to Detroit. You went to Old Tiger Stadium, which was a dump, by the way. But also, man, what was going on?
That area was bad, too.
That area was bad. You think it's bad down here?
That was no joke.
We were serious. And I'm an open-hearted, I'm a good guy. Day games only.
Alvin, thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend.
All right.
When it comes to baseball in St. Louis, there's one station that's all in. KMOX. At noon, it's the Gas House Game.
Let's talk some baseball.
Smart, unfiltered conversation with real baseball minds. At 5, the Redbird Rush Hour delivers sharp insight, fresh takes, and the latest from inside the clubhouse.
Now the pitch.
And when it's game time, we bring you every single pitch, all season long.
It's a gutter!
Others talk sports. We live Cardinals baseball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-979-3168. 800-979-3168. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-979-3168.
Soccer fans, St. Louis City SC hosts English Premier League giants, the Aston Villa Football Club. Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30 p.m. at Energizer Park. Reserve your seat for this historic match now at stlcitysc.com/tickets. St. Louis City versus Aston Villa, presented by Purina.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got a couple of injury crashes on the secondaries. Lucas Hunt at West Florissant, we've got one. We also have one reported at College and Fosterburg over in the Metro East area right now. Speaking of Metro East, all that detour traffic because of 5570 being closed to 159. Southbound 55 has a couple of jams approaching 143, and then south of there down to 270. Westbound 70 approaching 270 on through really all the way to 255 is just slow going the whole way through, so very busy running that way. Westbound 64 from 158 all the way past Greenmount Road in the work zone. That's pretty heavy. Southbound 170 bogs down at Delmar. Westbound 64 Lindbergh to 270. Backs up from Clarkson to about Boone's Crossing. We had an incident there. It's cleared, but still slow to the Boone Bridge. And then from Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. Westbound 70. You've got slow traffic both sides of K, and then Lake St. Louis Boulevard all the way out through to Wentzville Parkway, both ways between Forestell and Wentzville Parkway. Pretty busy. It could be weather related. There's some of that around, obviously. Southbound 55 Gasconade Bates busy. A jam on 67 at Double C. Southbound 67 jams south of 110 headed into the Val Mines area. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic there. And 21 at 47 ahead on collision southbound 47 in Union. Before you get to 50, there's a crash. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
So if divorce is a part of your life, I'm very sorry. Been there and used to be a divorce attorney, and said it before, I hate things like divorce parties and XYZ, the same way I hate when people do stupid poses with guns, because it's a serious thing. It's a sad thing. It could be the best thing. It could be the right thing, but it's still something I think that should be treated with great respect. Call Susan L. Ward. And the second best advice I can give you is to call another good divorce attorney. talk to your buddies, talk to your priest, talk to your pastor, meditate, pray, do anything you want to do. But make sure before you make any big decisions, you talk to Susan L. Ward so that she can give you real answers. She's been doing this for decades. If you write down your top 5-10 questions, about money and custody and all this kinds of stuff, she'll give you real answers. She's not a wizard. She doesn't have a crystal ball. It'll be a little vague, but it will be very specific and quite accurate. 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are discussing immunotherapy and how an innovative immunotherapy is showing promise against aggressive T-cell cancers. Joining us is Dr. John DiPersio, WashU Medicine bone marrow transplant specialist with Siteman Cancer Center. Dr. DiPersio, it's great to have you on KMOX.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Your international immunotherapy clinical trial at WashU Medicine. Could you tell us about that?
Instead of using one patient's T cells to treat their own lymphoma, costing $1 million, in this situation, you can use a donor's T cells to treat multiple patients. So it changes both an approach to these diseases, but also the economics of these complicated and expensive immunotherapies.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Baseball's #1 digital destination is the MLB app. And this app's got game. Like game highlights, live games, fantasy games, and more.
The gem of the game!
This is baseball your way. With stats, scores, breaking news, and daily custom content that hits every time.
A monster shot!
Because here, you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow.
All year long.
So when they catch it on the field,
what a catch!
You catch it on the MLB app. Download today. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, just after 3:30, DGS, Dave out for the day, back on Monday. Well, one Dave is out. The other Dave is with us. Dave Murray, of course, joining us. And Dave, I want to start this off. We got a viewer on the stream named Mitch. I don't know if you can see it on your screen. I don't know if you're logged in or not, but you're obviously on the screen with us. But he says, who loves Dave Murray? My favorite time of the day is I used to hear this coming home from high school every day. Mitch has been asking about you, Dave, all day. He cannot wait for this moment. So now you're here. Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch.
Mitch meet Dave. Dave meet Mitch.
That means a lot. It really does mean a lot to me.
And Mitch also had his wisdom teeth out today. So he's feeling pretty good. No, he's not.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite honored that Mitch had his wisdom teeth out and has decided to spend the afternoon watching the stream.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I still have mine. I've never had my wisdom teeth
yeah?
out.
I waited way too long to do it. I should have done it in high school or college, and I always but then I kind of miss baseball games and stuff. And I don't do that. And then I waited until I was in my 30s, and it was the worst. It was a stupid idea to wait because it was not a great recovery.
I've been lucky, knock on wood.
Yeah.
So far.
I don't have any wisdom
What?
teeth.
You were born without them?
I was born without them. That's what the dentist says. So
Wow.
I guess I'm just not wise.
Lucky you. You're not wise.
Yeah.
No wisdom.
No
wisdom at all.
I know it's probably quite unpleasant to have them taken out, but I don't know. They give you the fun drugs.
Well, the problem is the procedure's fine because you're out. You're out.
Yeah.
And then the immediate aftermath, you're just loopy and you say stupid things.
Yeah.
And I think I reclined the car seat onto my kid's legs. It was a lot bad because I didn't know what I was doing. And I know for a fact that I was telling everybody with the cotton still stuffed in their mouth, oh, I feel pretty good. I feel fine. I feel good. It was great. Yeah. You don't say that 2 or 3 days later. When your mouth is still bleeding and it still
everything's
hurts.
worn off.
Yeah, that sucks.
You're on your own now.
So good luck, Mitch. All right, Dave. So before we get to the weather, we were kicking around an idea that we wanted to run by you.
Oh, boy.
We think there should be a Dave Murray weather app. We were like, well, we can't trust
Well,
these
go ahead,
other
put it
ones.
together.
And we can't trust these other ones, but we trust Dave. So the only alternative to that, Dave, is me texting you every time I want to know what's going on.
That's true. That's true.
Can I
Just
do
like
that?
Dave does.
Oh, is that what Dave does? It must be nice. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take this guy that's really great and been doing this forever. I'm just going to ask him. That's great.
I really have. Absolutely, because most apps are just going to feed the computer model back to you.
Right,
And
that's what they do.
And I don't want to do that. I would not want to do
Gotcha.
that. And been retired now for going on almost 7 years, and not about to take that on.
All right, so you don't need that.
I love working with you guys.
You don't need that app money. You just do it on KMOX and
Yeah, that's right.
97.1, and we're all good.
And they don't pay me anything for doing this either. So.
Dave's like, I just love you just love all of us, don't you?
That's right. That's the only reason.
All right. So what are we looking at? It sounds like it's going to be hot and wild a little bit for the next few days.
Nobody wants to hear this forecast at all. Let's start with what's going on right now. There's a little batch of thunderstorms, not severe. It's out in St. Charles County, especially northwest St. Charles County. It's just kind of drifting around. It's near Wentzville, Flint Hill, and pushing towards Chain of Rocks and St. Paul. But again, it's just kind of drifting. There's another little kind of dying batch of showers along the Mississippi River to our south, goes all the way down to Fredericktown. But that's kind of where we are right now. There's not a lot of action, but it's very humid. So there's still a chance of a little scattered thunderstorm with heavy rain and lightning as we go through the evening. Evening temperatures in the 80s. But as we like to say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And the humidity is quite extreme out there. 75 for the low. Saturday still looks like the transition day, but we're going to jump really quickly. Partly sunny, hot and humid, maybe a spot afternoon storm. 94 for the high on Saturday. Just to give you an idea, we're 85 right now. Heat index 105. The record, not even close to a record, 106 from 1934. Also, an extreme heat warning goes into effect Saturday afternoon and runs through at least Wednesday, July 23rd. I guarantee that's going to be expanded, but that's kind of in the scope of things right now. Saturday night, it's warm, it's humid, only 77 for the low. The city probably doesn't get out of 80 degrees. Sunday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a spot thunderstorm, 95. The record Sunday is 110 from 1934. That was a beast of a year. Very warm and humid Sunday night, 77. Monday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a spot thunderstorm, 96. The record on Monday is 106 from 1901. And if we're going to touch 100 degrees or even go over, which we have a shot at doing this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 shots, probably include Friday. Last time we were over 102 degrees, last August on the 27th, 2024. Hottest on record. Anybody want to take a stab at it? You guys should know this.
Was it the 20s?
112.
It was 1954.
Okay. I knew there was the bad one that you always talk about. I couldn't remember what exactly year that was.
Man.
Go ahead, take a shot. Would you say 112, Wills?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'll say 113.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll say 114.
Oh, you should have built up one more degree, Andrew. 115.
Wow.
115 degrees.
Wow. Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
In 54, again, almost no AC throughout St. Louis.
Okay,
beast.
So
just a beast.
I don't know if this falls under weather or if this just falls under science, but so how does, like, say 110, 115, if you're on a city street and it's cement blacktop, is that hotter in that than, say, if you were off on the grass in the shade? I'm asking this because as a baseball coach, we play on a lot of artificial surfaces.
Right.
And if you took a field temperature, let's say it's 96 degrees outside, like the air temperature, the field temperature and what's radiating off that is usually more like 112.
Yeah.
And when I was in college in South Florida, we had the old, like, Busch Stadium 2, Whitey Herzog, Whitey Ball, like AstroTurf.
Yes.
And, on a 95-degree day, it would say 115, 118 on that surface.
Yes. I remember a couple of games where I think the air temperature, which is, measured about several feet off the ground.
Okay.
You don't want direct sun on that. You want it shaded. So that's how we take the air temperature. But I remember it had to be like 99 degrees air temperature, and the field was 122.
Yes,
that was the hottest I ever recall.
Man, like that's real, man. That's not like
that is real.
So how high does that go? Like, so let's say so on the field, because we used to put the what do you call it, the meter down on the ground and in college, and it would be like 115, 118, 120 on the hot days. That's right at ground level. How high up does that go?
You take a look at like old Busch Stadium, because there's not a lot of wind that's circulated through that thing. I mean, it's going to go past your height.
Oh, wow. No wonder it felt like an oven, because it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Then this is this heat coming up. It's the hottest time of the year. It happens almost every year.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we kind of get used to it. This is kind of, I call it like the good old days. This is an extension of the Bermuda High that usually forms around Bermuda, and it expands westward and it will go all the way to the eastern slopes of the Rockies this time of year. And then it just locks in, just doesn't go anywhere. And that's our worst heat and humidity here in St. Louis when that happens. So enjoy, everybody. Mitch, I want you to really enjoy that.
brace yourselves for what is coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, you're the bringer of pain today.
Okay. I just give the stuff. If you if you give it good, you want it to be good, then you'll like it. If you think it's bad, you'll think it's bad.
It's all a matter of viewpoints.
But it's going to be correct.
Yeah. No, that's what we count on you for, Dave. Rach, do you want to do a few headlines here, or do you want to do those later on?
Oh, let's do a couple.
All right, let's do a few.
Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. I feel like I just said Schnucks really weird 2 times in a row.
Sounded all right.
It's one of those words, one of those names. It's like, am I saying that correctly? I say it every day, but sometimes it's like, that one sounded weird. Okay, Netflix is using AI effects for the first time to cut costs. This is for a television show out of Argentina, a science fiction show called The Eternaut.
I watched that show, and it's awesome.
Is it good?
The Eternaut is really good. Highly recommend. Eternaut.
Did you?
It is in Spanish, so you've got to read the subtitles or understand Spanish.
Were you picking up on any AI?
I mean, the effects were, to me, the effects were better than I would have expected based on what the budget looked like.
Okay.
Like it looks like a pretty ordinary, like, international show. It's not like big sci-fi, like War of the Worlds type thing, but that's really what it is. It's essentially a War of the Worlds type storyline. And the effects were, I thought, pretty good, but definitely looked better than I would have expected based on how it seemed to be budgeted.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
The Cardinals' TV viewership is up, but attendance is down compared with the 2024 season. I'm sure you guys have talked about this a lot on the sports shows. Just thought that was kind of interesting, though, that, people are still watching the Cardinals, even if they're not showing up to the games.
Well, I mean, we all know the difference between being interested in something and then also being willing to pay for that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals knew this going into the year. That's why they did what they did. In fact, they talked about this last winter, like, hey, we expect the crowds to be down because we haven't been winning, and we're going to try to win. But, we understand that's the dynamic, and fans are voting with their voices, with their wallets and their voices. If you're listening to the Redbird Rush Hour, Dave, you'll hear the voices on that too.
Billy Joel has a new HBO documentary coming out, and he just had one mandate for the filmmakers, which was just tell the truth. Now, there are some personal topics that aren't going to be touched, including his struggles with alcohol, but they cover his entire career, his life, his legacy, and it looks like it debuts today on HBO Max. If that's the kind of thing you're into, check it out. Speaking of
I would like that, but I don't have Max. Or HBO now. It's HBO.
Yeah, it's HBO. Yeah, it's. I think they just waited to reload the app, but I think it's HBO Max again. He's the two of them. Yeah,
he's hinting that he wants one of our logins.
Yeah, Dave. We'll put you.
I just so wish I could watch it.
I tell you, Wheels. Here's the deal: you could text me and want weather information all the time. Just send me your password.
Oh, we got to trade. I'll add you to the family plan.
There you go.
Let's do one more story here. Since we're already talking about entertainment stuff, Basic Instinct is getting an anti-woke reboot. The screenwriter for the 1992 original has signed a $4 million deal to write a reboot for Amazon MGM Studios. It's not clear whether or not Sharon Stone's going to be returning, but the screenwriter says the reboot will be, quote, anti-woke. So you don't have to worry about any of that woke
So
stuff.
basically, they just want to do another movie with a lot of nudity.
That's what I mean,
that's what that movie was about.
Yeah, is the argument that the first one was woke? Because I don't recall Basic Instinct being terrifically woke.
No, well, first of all, woke was not a thing at that time. So yeah, all right. So it's basically just going to be true to the original.
You know, you guys are bringing up an interesting idea. They should, every time they do a reboot, they should either make a woke thing anti-woke or an anti-woke thing woke.
Yeah.
You should just completely
do the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that would actually be interesting. I would actually want to tune into that kind of stuff.
Anti-woke Barney.
Dave, thanks. Have a good weekend.
You got to be safe out there.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, if you're traveling in Metro East, we still have lots of slow traffic around the closure of 5570 at 159. You have to take 270 west from the Three Eyes and Troy. Southbound 55 is a solid jam at 143 down to 270 west. And westbound 70 backs up approaching 270, which is slow from the Three Eyes there all the way over to 255. If you're on westbound 70 this afternoon, some rain showers, slowing traffic down in areas. It's slow from basically 79 all the way out through 61. Eastbound coming in from Forestville. The Wentzville Parkway is kind of heavy. Again, we had earlier rain in the area. 270, it looks like you have slow traffic from Page all the way down through really pretty much 44. South 170 bogs down at Delmar. Westbound 64 in the city doesn't look bad at all. Eastbound 64 a little heavy at the Interbelt, and we have a crash right before the Vandeventer exit, so it's backed up eastbound at Kings Highway. Westbound from Lindbergh to 270, from Topgolf most of the way to the Boone Bridge. Stop and go stuff out west, 364 on out to Highway 70. Southbound 55 looks good coming out of the city. You've got slow traffic, though, north of Z, most of the way down to 67. 67 at Double C's backed up both ways. Northbound's worse than southbound. And southbound 67 jams midway down to 110, from 110 rather down to Papin because of a recent crash they had there. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling a bit uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Experience the magic of the Fabulous Foxes 2025-2026 Broadway season, which includes the return of St. Louis favorite, The Phantom of the Opera, and the spellbinding spectacular Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And right now, KMOX has your chance to win a pair of season tickets for the 2025-2026 season. Prize package includes a pair of tickets for all 8 shows in the subscription package. Register now online at KMOX.com/contests for your chance to win.
Hey, it's Matt, your Leaf Filter Trusted Pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
DGS on a Friday. Dave back on Monday. The rest of us are here. George Mayhey's going to join us after the top of the hour. Matt Pauley will be here later on. Not on this show, but he's coming in. We'll have Redbird Rush Hour at 5 o'clock. The two of us will do that. And then he's got a little sports open line. Actually, a lot of sports open line before we get to Cardinals pregame. And the Cardinals take on the Diamondbacks tonight. So it's 7:45 for the pregame show, 8:40 for the first game back after the All-Star break. So that's what's coming up as we go through the rest of the day. I am trying to find my HBO Max password to send to Dave Murray.
Well, I don't think they're going to let him use it. They've been cracking down.
No, I'd have
on
to add
sharing.
him. I'm going to add him. No. Like, we have a family plan. I wonder if I could add one more. I got to check. I don't know how many we're allowed on the family plan.
But still, since he's not in your household.
Well, like the people we share with are not in the household, but we are paying to have multiple sign-ins.
Okay, got you.
Right. So I got to see if I have an extra spot. That's what I got to do. Because, man, that would be a great privilege just to be like, hey, Dave.
That's a flex.
Tell me the real. I know. Then I can just use that as a brag.
Mhm.
I can walk around St. Louis and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to check the weather. I'm going to text Dave Murray. He's going to give me it'd be like if I were to be like, hey, you want the latest on the Cardinals? I'm going to text Mo right now and get the.
And he's going to be like,
and he's going to answer me. Oh, I wonder if Mo would make that trade for an HBO Max sign-in.
Guessing not.
He probably has it.
Guessing he has it already.
Or doesn't have the time to watch it. Although he's going to be wrapping up the career here in a couple of months, so maybe he'll have time after that.
Time to binge some TV shows.
I'm going to have to run into him
Time
at the
for
ballpark.
Mosaic to finally finish Girls.
Mo, if I that just caught me off guard. Yeah, I'd be like, so if I were to add you to the family plan, could you give me dirt leading up to the trade deadline? Something tells me that's not going to work.
Probably not.
But I can try. Nah, I wouldn't try that.
Did you see that Stephen Colbert got canceled, Wheels?
I did not. Like canceled show or canceled?
Canceled show.
Oh, really?
Yep. The I guess that's the Late Show. I can't keep it.
I don't watch any of them or follow any of the news related to any of them. So
Yeah, he announced last night it's going to go through May of 2026, and then CBS is shutting it down.
wait, they're shutting it down, but you're going to do another year?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like contracts.
It's got to be
stuff,
a contract thing.
But they're saying it's like a purely financial decision. But people at CBS are suspecting that this has something to do with that settlement with Donald Trump over the 60 Minutes lawsuit. Like, that's why CBS doesn't have enough money to pay for these.
I thought it meant more that like they don't like him, so they were like, yeah, get rid of this guy too as part of the deal.
I mean, that could very well be happening like under the table. Just thought that was kind of interesting. I've never watched a second of Stephen Colbert's show. But a lot of acquaintances and friends online today very broken up about this news.
I'll tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin and BioBalance Health. Since we're kind of running short here, I'm going to make it very bottom line. Whether you are 38 or 68, we ripen and we ripen, then we rot and we rot. And you get to be a certain age and you kind of feel like a candle version of yourself that someone has lit and it melted a bit. You can come back from that. Now, I'm not going to tell you that at 60, the pellets take me back to 20. Or that my face looks like I'm 30. That would be snake oil. That would be unreasonable and just pure puffery. But I will tell you that I feel better than I did at 50 with the pellets, not having the pellets at 50. I think my face looks a little younger than 60, and I get stuff done at Dr. Maupin's office every quarter, something like that. So I think that is helping. So if you want to look better and feel better, check it out at biobalancehealth.com.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey. And between now and the end of the summer, chances are that you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell a home. And like me, you probably know